Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Open Potato. His name is Rhapsody, and also his name is Lollash. We got a Lollash here.
That's right. I've changed my name to Lollash and Rhapsody. Both of those.
Hey. No brand stealing. All right. I'm actually here. Yes, that's right. Lollash is here as well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Wait,
Lollash.
is the last series we did together Worms WMD? It might be.
How long ago was that?
The last series we did.
3-4 years now?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Aussie boys unite. Am I right?
It's been a while.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So.
Hey, Slipways is a game and it's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game. Lollash, tell you what. Since you're the guest, why don't you go first? What are your three favorite peeps here? Who do you like? Who do you like best?
Okay, so I'm a big fan of Mr. Mineral at the top there. I don't remember the name of the race. It's Bakar, right?
Bakar, yeah.
Bakar have a lot of really fun techs, like gravitic tugs, geothermal, that sort of thing, which can be really strong. And also that power grid perk is
so
nutty
good. It's so good.
Yeah, if you can get a reliable source of power, that's really, really strong.
Yep.
The other one that I've been having a lot of fun with recently is Vittori.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so the reason I've been enjoying Vittori a lot recently is you can massively amp your score with technologies like Technocracy in the late game, which gives you a really reliable, cheap, quick way to boost your happiness based on your population. And they also have some really fun techs in the mid-game that can eliminate the need for certain types of planets and stuff, so I like them a lot.
And also, quantum sensors. I'm telling you, I rate it. It's really good, actually. It's excellent.
Quantum
There.
sensors
Yep,
is
and
like
it's upgrade.
often, yeah. Quantum sensors is often you know how when you're doing level 1 techs, quite often you'll pick one that you really want, and the second one is just a throwaway to get access to the level 2s?
Yep.
Quantum sensors is a really nice 7-point tech that gives you a tangible benefit, but isn't super expensive. And then, the Green Boys, Mr. Robot, the Silthids, have some really great ways to boost your financial economy, and utilize bad planets. And so this is the three that I think I have the most success with when I get them as a trio.
Okay.
This would be my council of choice at the moment. I mean, like the Dender are pretty good as well. I don't like Galaxy Helmet Boy much.
You don't like
What?
Euphorians? Why?
They're so good. Hyperlane's OP.
Hyperlanes are pretty good, but I find
Xenotourism's hype.
working.
Xenotourism is very hype.
What's the name of the purple slipways again?
Infraspace relays.
They are these...
The infraspace relays. Like, don't get me wrong, hyperspace, really cool, allows you to make some connections earlier in the game, but infraspace relays are so powerful if you know how to use them correctly, that I don't feel the need to dip into hyperspace, so...
I will say that on the last couple of runs that me and Raps have been doing, we've not taken any slipstream modification techs, and we've had a really good time anyway. Like, we've had no issues late game. Like, it's been 5-star.
We've had issues early game. That's something that it'd be really good to get some of your input on. Because no one did at the very start, I would just like to quickly lay down Lollash's bona fides here. Being a strategy game player at heart and heavily specializing in the genre, but also you have the highest score I've ever seen in this game so far, Lollash.
Yeah, so it was only on challenging. It wasn't on the hardest difficulty, but I did manage to put up a 22k plus score. So I am really loving Slipways. I've been playing it a lot off stream, just having some fun with it, and it tickles me in all of the ways that a game like this should tickle me. So yeah, I really enjoy the game, and I'm here. I'm probably going to take sort of a backseat role. You know, this is your series. I'm coming in as a special guest. But if there's like little optimizations and stuff that I've discovered, I'll be able to share them with you and hopefully help boost our scores.
We'd love to hear them.
Well,
Although I will note, you mentioned that you wanted Bakar. Sorry to talk over you a bit here, but I'll be done in a sec. You mentioned Bakar because you liked some of the things like geothermal plants, not vents. I keep saying vents, but that's a off-world trading company thing. Geothermal plants, as well as gravitic tug. It has neither of those at the moment. Do you still rate Bakar?
So, Bakar still gives you access to some, like, pretty valuable techs in the early game. You can get a lot of additional money from gravitic mining. 100% increased value of exploited asteroids. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I find myself really struggling financially in the early game. And if you go for some early labs,
it's never happened to us.
snag gravitic mining, then you can make a huge amount of money. Like a 3 or 4 planet asteroid can be worth like 36 or 48 money. It's a lot.
It's pretty pogged.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think we should take here? Do you think we should take what's the perk? Pyrogrid, Xenology, Space Architects, Factory Builders. What are the perks? Given that you've decided on the races, decide on the perks too.
Okay, so we don't have geothermal plants, which makes me question the energy production thing.
Okay.
You can still get a lot of value out of it, especially if you get solar on the second tech tier. But the minerals into money, whenever you deliver minerals, you get money, can actually be pretty pog in the early game. It allows you to expand a little bit more quickly.
Okay.
So really, either of those perks are quite good. And I like them. Other than that, none of these perks are excellent. We've like missed the really good perks for the other two races as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Structure building costs can save you a lot of money. In the long run, especially if you are not going for hyperspace, like because you will be building more relays, and you'll probably want quite a few labs with the Vittori. So that can be
I'll also offer here that the micro labs from the late levels of Silphid would give us the ability to utilize more of the ore that we'll get from Bakar, deep drilling, mineral seeding.
Yeah.
And they're also structures that are going to give us most of the things that Forge Worlds otherwise would.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, I would probably go structures and mineral delivery. That should shore up our early game economy, and then we use a strong science base to get access to a lot of tier 2 and tier 3 techs, and use that early economy to transition into a strong late game. That would be my play with this.
I want to say, I think this is the B team. I think this is, this is a B plus, right? This is a B plus team. I don't necessarily think that it's the A team. There's no Mr. T, but there's some good qualities here. There's some stuff going on.
If we're proffering thoughts, in my own individual play, I would have dropped the Vittori there, and I would have taken Euphorian, or I would have dropped both Bakar and Silphid and swapped to Dendi and Euphorian.
Dendi?
Dender and Euphorian.
Ah, yes.
So, yeah, exactly.
Dendies, mate.
Dender.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm seeing this 4-banger here is pretty good. That's
There's a 5-banger on your right side as well, I think.
There is a 5-banger there as well. Spicy. Okay. All right.
Actually, Lollash, do you explore more than this, or do you try and find ways to utilize the galaxies you get in your first 2 scans? How are you managing your economy early game? Because we skip a lot of years early. It
Yes.
works out in the end, but we end up skipping.
Don't
a lot
tell
of
him
years.
that, Rhapsody. Rhapsody, we never skip a year. We've never skipped a year.
which is why we
Okay.
don't need advice, but I'll ask for it anyway.
So, my typical starting point is I'll scan twice, and then I'll look for any two-way import exports that I can set up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this example here, you've got primordial and arid, which gives you a people into water, water into people, right? Which is a really strong foundational link for setting up an early colony. And then you've got options like biomass into food, food into there, or you've got robots into food, food into there. So there's a few ways to get food in there, and there's lots of other planets that you can get around it. There's also 2 of those links, so you could even look to set up like 2 of those colonies early on if there's a decent food supply that we can get running.
I mean,
But yeah, I would.
food supply from monoculture supplied by breeding program.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
exactly what I was going to say.
So yeah, there's a really great like trio link here where we can get 2 early human colonies set up. And honestly, colonies are where you make the most money if you can provide them with all the resources they need. That's your.
I'm just trying to think if there's
Do
any way.
you want to do the monoculture at the very north instead?
Yeah, I mean.
No, you want the monoculture in the middle because then you've got food to both of the arid colonies, in my opinion.
Ah, yes, I see.
Okay, I see that.
I see what you're saying.
You need to. Yeah, you're right.
It's
the other draft would be for when you get the water out, you have the ability to apply that to the colony, and then also the excess can go back to the other primordial planet, giving you more creation of your.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean that works. I'm just sort of trying to think if there's any way that we can get around this where we actually turn a profit year 1. I guess it has to be this way then.
Yeah, that's how you set it up.
Then
There is an argument to be made for water on that central primordial, just because you want to be able to feed water into that mineral planet, right? Second input on a mineral planet is water.
Oh yeah, it's well actually it's totally within range.
It reaches.
Yeah.
It just locks in that. I suppose locking in that biomass planet is not an issue because the biomass planet is literally just people into biomass for the food, right? Like that's the only reason it's there. So
Here's my suggestion. We could colonize this world right now, but that's going to bring us into the new year with reduced income. So I would suggest that we hit a scan because it's basically free if we don't reduce our income, and then we just do all this faff in the next year. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, now is a good time to like scout around the 2 human worlds to see if we can get goods at either of them.
Ooh, no.
That's not a link.
It's obstructed.
Actually,
wait.
what? Why does the alt not work?
Oh, because it's not currently exporting anything that the other planet wants.
Oh yes, it wouldn't register on the Richter scale. I see. Yes. Okay.
The next level colony does require, is it chip? Or is it good?
It's definitely goods. It's definitely goods. It's always
good.
I think it's always goods is like the 3rd good for colonies. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's always the 3rd good.
Yeah, so colonies require whatever they need to set up and then goods. They're the only resources that they'll need. So it's one of the reasons Earth-like colonies are so strong is because you only need 2 inputs, food and goods.
Also, I thought the 2 scans would get us over the year, but apparently, I mean, we must be really close.
Try and find another one to the north.
Yeah. Like,
so,
there,
I've just seen a great thing.
Ooh, what's that?
I believe on the south side here, we have a mineral planet that can take water from an ocean planet, put minerals into a forge world, and that forge world may be in range of both arid planets for goods. Possibly.
Oof. There's no way for me to check unless
colonize it, connect the... Yeah, there you go.
It is.
And then just undo if you don't.
Right. So
okay.
So this is actually a really juicy start. I think we can get 2 goods colonies by the end of year 2, which is huge.
It's pretty
That is
pog.
really huge. I would like to forefront. We do not yet have a concentration of one material that we are considering researching. We will have excess
Yeah.
people, but we should start thinking about having 2 planets that are researching or producing the same output.
I think maybe like up here, seeing if we can maybe find another water planet or another water
It's
planet
away
in here.
from the other colony. Yeah, we want
Yeah.
it up in the middle of those 2 arids.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess
Yeah, if we can help it.
one more scan maybe. I mean, it sucks that we're spending so much on scanning, but c'est la vie, as they say.
Yeah. I would want to scan to the top right of the water planet. I want to know what those 3 planets are, because if one of them is a mineral or
You
a
can
water,
you can
that
fall
gives us our
you can
lab.
fall going to the set. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that middle one's not going to be a planet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It might not, but if it was an asteroid instead, it was in the middle of a bunch of ones.
Yeah.
We were
that's
gonna have
true.
to scan it eventually for the possibility of the asteroid.
All right. Missions first.
Missions.
What do we got?
But definitely Vittori. I think like that's like we're gonna complete that within a year, 2 years.
Probably this as well.
And discover 7 new planets is a lot easier than 4 robots.
Oh, it's so easy mode. I mean, we have no roadmap to actually produce a single robot, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, it's
Not
gonna
in
be a while.
not in the immediate future. Right now,
Okay.
we're going to be like food on the primordial, and then set up the 2 colonies.
Yeah. At first,
So, Lollash, how do you handle your mission selections? What are you looking for? What are you not looking for?
Okay, so when I'm selecting missions, the first thing I care about is how quickly I can complete them, because you can take an infinite number of missions; they don't run out.
yep.
So the more missions you can complete, the more score you can get at the end of the game. So first thing is how easy they're going to be to complete, how quickly I can turn them over. After that, I look at the rewards. So how much score they're going to give, how much money they're going to give, that kind of thing. So
That's 4 income. That's a pretty good connection, I think.
It is, but it also torpedoes 16 of our cash, and I was just sort of thinking. Again, we're in an awkward position where I can't colonize a planet by the end of the year without bumping it into the next year. Although I suppose it is
You
only
don't
one.
do that. You make that connection. Sorry, in my mind,
Yeah.
I'll say you make
Yeah.
that connection. You skip to the next year. You colonize the mineral planet and then the forge world next to it. You make the original colony successful with the goods. That's my pitch for how this would roll out. You can undo it after you do it, but like that's how I would do it.
Let's give it a shot. There we go.
Yeah, so
25
that-
income.
yeah, successful colonies are like, if you look at the amount of income that planet is making compared to every other planet, it's massive. It's so much more. You really want to be
Do you wanna-
chasing early successful colonies.
Do you want to show us the colony's income?
Yeah, sure can. We are on 12.
Because you can end up with 8s and 10s in there with a successful colony anyway. So not colony, sorry, a successful planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a good position.
I
Hey,
think,
it
yeah.
only actually wow, it's got all of its trading requirements for prosperity as well.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Just needs 3 successful planets.
Which will be pretty easy to set up. The primordial in the center will go successful as soon as it exports to the arid colony to the right.
Yep.
And
Yep.
The one to the north needs a human import.
That'll be connected at
primordial
some
there.
point as well.
It would need a human import.
Yeah, you're
well,
right,
the southern mineral planet will probably get water from a source down south, and that will make it successful as well. Like that ocean planet, for instance.
Or a thawing facility, yeah.
Or the thawing
Possibly.
facility, yeah.
Is the one to the north of that an ice ball, or is that also Arctic? Sorry, the north of the Arctic you just checked.
That's ice
It's
ball.
ice ball.
It's
Yeah.
ice
I like this, but the problem is it feels very slow because we are gonna have to skip another year. Maybe I think you're
feel free to undo it. Let's have another discussion. Like this was just me forcing through. Like I want to
Yeah.
visualize for the viewers the thing that I'm trying to describe here.
I think you're right though. I think it is the one that secures the most passive income. But
I'll do one more step though, because that was also the connection. If you don't want to make that one,
what
I guess 2 more. Steps.
this one here?
Yeah.
I'm just sort of thinking if there's anything else that we can do. We've also got to bear in mind that by colonizing these 2 planets, we come within 1 planet, or within 2 planets technically, of our empire size increase. So,
And that's
Do me a
really
favor.
harsh and tough.
yeah, it's a big one.
So here's a little tip. We need to know what the prospects are to the right of that arid world. Just colonize it so the scanners show you how many blips are out there. Because we can undo it.
There's a
But
lot.
there seems to be a lot of planet options, right? So that's good news.
So 5 banger to the north, 4 banger to the south. There's a couple unlikelies in there though.
I don't want to drag it over just in case I let go.
Good thinking.
I kind of like. I really like the whole goods connection stuff. I'm just conscious of the fact that if we do want to get the second colony up and running, it's going to require an 18 money route, which is big bucks, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, the goods are secondary. We need to make sure we can get a source of water over there.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would get goods to the first human colony because it's going to be the biggest income bump.
I think that
and
is the
then
play.
next year,
I think that's the play.
next year I would try and get that arid colony. You really want 2 colonies set up early so that you start making some money.
I think this is the play. There we go. I mean, yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's pretty good. I mean, it is October. We're gonna skip a couple of months, but I don't think that's necessarily too bad.
So now I
You
would
can still
scan
send
that.
out a. Yeah, there you go. Scans 3.
This one? I think it's this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's water.
Forge World Remnant.
That's water right there for the colony right there.
I'll tell you, that
Okay,
makes me feel a little worse about that Forge World positioning that we have, because we could have taken the same, we could have done the entire same thing, but with a Forge World to the left of the Forge World we ended up colonizing.
Well, this Forge World won't be able to reach this arid.
Yeah, no, it's the one to the, sorry, left.
This one.
Yeah, that one.
Gotcha.
That one could have been our connection. It's just, it would have taken a little more money on the slipstream construction, slipway construction, sorry.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, we skip because there's nothing else to do this year anyway. Yeah. So, 25 bucks. What's next?
Yes. So for me, I get that arid planet, that second colony, to successful.
That
How do you plan on feeding that?
It's going to take years.
So it won't take years. It'll take a year. Although it might take 2 years because of money.
Yeah,
But
quite.
It's colony, slipstream in the food, and then colony the mechanized harvest world.
Okay, watch our income, by the way. 27 to 18. That's actually not terrible. I think...
And then, so next month, I think, with an asteroid pop, we can get that colony successful, and that should bring our income up to a pretty reasonable amount. There's a couple of asteroids that we could potentially hit.
Okay, let me hit you with a... Let me hit you with a radical play here.
Love it.
Does that? No, it's not even worth it because our income decreases by the exact same amount that popping an asteroid would be worth. Okay, my radical play has been dispensed with. I think, to be honest, I think we skip and then next year we do mechanized harvest and then goods connection. I think we should have enough, if I'm not mistaken, if we skip this year.
Otherwise, we're just adding cost before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
Okay. So then that's that, and then that takes us back up to 26.
You still need an export from there. It's probably down to the remnant planet in order to get the bot. Yeah.
Yep.
So, pop this one, or perhaps pop this one, or perhaps pop this one, or anything really.
I would pop
you can't. I don't think you can pop enough of them to get the remnant as well as the 2 connections you need to actually make it not sad.
I could get one though. Like we could get the supplying. It's only going to cost 3, and then it's going to cost 8. So it's going to cost 11. So that's 2 asteroids.
2 asteroids in suboptimal positions in order to do that. I
still
would
think
skip
it's
to the
worth
next
it.
year and set them up at the start of the next. Really?
In fact,
Yeah, so I would actually go as far as... Oh, damn, we're 1 month
yeah, you
short.
can't even do it in time.
yeah.
All right, we skip a year then.
What
Rhapsody's right.
What is let me just check what this gives us. So that gives us 5 income, that connection. That's actually ginormous. Hold up. Before I make that connection, though, I can make that connection. That might actually be optimal. 26 income, as opposed to... Was it 24?
We'll go back and check.
Okay, it's exactly the same. Ignore me.
26.
Nothing matters. I feel like the opportunity cost is too high to sacrifice these asteroids, given that we are going to be colonizing this mineral world.
Yes.
It's too high.
I agree.
So we skip in June, and then we just get it all set up in 06.
If
Correct.
I'm like correct in the mental model I'm working with at the moment, this is going to be the second last year we skip.
Okay, let's give it a shot. I'm okay with skipping. I think skipping is completely fine.
It's part of the game on higher difficulties,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Look,
looking
those wanted water input.
that's looking good. I'm sure there'll be a water planet down here. Confident.
Well,
Supremely confident.
One more robot into that ocean, that jungle world will produce an extra water, which will go to the remnant world anyway.
That's Canapog, actually. Yeah, that's an option there, by the way. Mineral from arid. And successful as this planet, obviously, the most important thing is it allows us to double collect on an asteroid. Don't know if it's what we want to do, but...
I'd like to recenter the discussion on research right now.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to think about that in the upcoming 2 years.
So I would make that mineral planet connection to get the successful, and to give us access to that asteroid, and then I would take the time to look for a research opportunity, which is either setting up another colony near something that we have multiple resources of, or alternatively, just scanning a bunch and trying to find
Let me hit you with an option here.
Sure.
Something that would be able to generate us quite a significant amount of research. I think we can make a connection to this asteroid here. In addition to the minerals that we're going to be producing on this planet, if we pop a lab, like, right about here, we can get a source of ore, and maybe if we do want to keep this, we could get another source of ore, but I don't think it's that worth.
No, you can't keep the first asteroid and make the connection with the second. It obstructs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. We can't even do that. So that would be something, and maybe if there's another ore planet up here.
2 or 1 person.
Yeah, 2 or 1 person. That would be 3 science, if I'm not mistaken.
I ideally want to go 1 person, 2 of a resource, or 2 people, 2 of a resource. Like, I always want to put 2 resources into a lab. Otherwise, I feel like I'm making it a kind of like inefficient trade in terms of the upkeep.
Yeah. Well, that would be 2 resources. That would be or person, right?
Oh, right. Sorry, you're right. It would be.
Yeah.
I somehow thought that. Never mind.
I think
like
that's how it
that
works anyway.
Actually,
no. Yeah. Okay. Ignore me. We don't even have the tech. We can't even asteroid mine. So my idea is garbage. It's actually garbage.
Yeah. So yeah, my play here is colonize the mineral world and then spend some money. Like colonize the mineral world, pop the asteroid, spend the rest of the year scanning some nearby planets and try to find.
Yep.
Tech.
Interject.
Can you undo those 2 things? I would like you to send the scout up to the top right for that 5-banger before you go to that. Because we can't undo the scout.
Good shout, actually.
No, to the right of that. Like, there's a 5-banger. Yeah, there you go.
Oh
my god.
Sad.
Those were so likely as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
I mean...
Okay, yeah, do the same thing, though.
I kind of want to know what this planet is, which is a real shame because it's a strong signal, high likelihood of a planet right there.
We may end up finding it at the bottom of another scan, but do the same thing you previously did.
But we need to...
You need to colonize that mineral world now. Yeah. So
and then
we
pop.
can hit the asteroid.
Then connect. Yeah. Okay.
And then we do 1 scan, which is probably a triple there, right?
It's definitely a triple. That's probably the triple, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
closer
Yeah.
to the ocean planet.
Okay. All right.
Is an ocean planet.
That's
Alright, no,
actually
this
fine.
This is absolutely huge. Okay.
Yeah, Hive
Ooh,
Worlds.
what have you seen?
So, ocean worlds are 1 person outputs 2 water, which is very strong for adding additional connections to the mineral worlds down south as well. So here's my thought. We ocean world the center, like water export the center one.
Mm-hmm.
You want to study water?
And yeah, I think we're gonna set up a study for water here. And can we? Is there a chance? It's a long link, but can we get food from that primordial up to the Earth-like?
So close, and also out of range.
It's obstructed anyway.
Yeah.
It's obstructed. Yeah. That is a little unfortunate.
Now that is going to be a two-way trade.
That's
So
8.
you will lose.
Yeah.
Look at that income.
It's a 2-way trade.
Oof.
So that's real juicy. We can do that and then probably make that Earth-like another human planet. And then we can set up a lab in between the 2 ocean planets, and we should be able to get a person and...
Like there?
Yeah, so we'll need space for the Earth-like to feed over to the other water to give it a person.
So it needs to be lower.
It'll need to be a touch lower.
Oh, the lab, okay.
It's going to
Maybe
be
like
tight.
in between the desert and the one that you colonized at the moment. There you go.
Okay.
No, because you
Am I
want it
missing-
high enough that
No?
the Earth-like can also feed into
Yeah, that's what I was sort of thinking.
Oh,
like
I
this.
sorry, I thought the Earthlight was feeding people to.
It is, but it will also feed a person into the lab. There's a way. I think it's tight. There is a lab position there. I think that will give us Earthlight goes into the other water world. Earthlight goes into the lab. Arid goes into the lab. Both water worlds go into the lab, and we get a 2 human, 2 water.
Let me hit you with
Can
an.
you hold Alt on the lab itself?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes all those connections. You're
Let me hit you with an alternative. What about one of these right here? Studying more water. It leaves a couple of holes in our.
Okay, where are the people coming from?
Oh no. That's not important. It's
It's very important.
the people are not coming. The people are not coming. Rhapsody, dispense yourself
The water
with that
research
notion.
itself.
Exactly. Well, the people are coming from here.
Well. Okay.
One
But
peeps.
those people
3
are
water.
used to fund the other 2 things.
Yeah, but we got 2 peeps.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
yeah, that's
One
out of
for each
range.
of those, and then none for the lab.
Yeah. No. Well, that can't reach. So that's this is just gonna go peopleless for a little
Fair.
while, and then
The
that
Earth-like has to be a people.
does it though. I mean,
I think Lollash is right.
Otherwise, we're going to end up with 2 planets that require a people input that we can't put people into.
all right. So that, and then you want people here, and then you want to
That's
make
the idea, yeah.
that connection there, right? Except
And then, if we can put a lab just under that slipway, there might be a way for us to get 2 people and 2 water in.
I see exactly what you're saying. Okay.
You see,
Yeah. Let me do this in such a way. Okay, so I need to check that connection can be made, even though it's not going to be that. Okay. Then I need.
that's water.
That's water there. People there. Oof. This is gonna be a rough connection, actually.
It's
I-
going to be tight, but I'm pretty sure there's a place where it'll sit.
I'm not.
If it moves further towards, so imagine there is a line being drawn between the Dust Ball desert, planet and the ocean to its north, and just move a little closer to it.
Like there maybe.
Little closer.
Let me test
Then
this.
hold
out.
Alt on it.
Yeah.
There you go, it connects to all of those. But,
Brilliant.
Can it be bypassed by the connection from the northern ocean planet?
Yes. Yes, it can.
It looks like it can.
It
Beautiful.
absolutely
Yep.
can.
Yep.
Okay.
That's also it.
So then we want to make this connection first, I think. We want to get the connections first that impact... do we care more about money short term, or do we care more about...
That's 8 more money when we make that double connection, though. So I think we
Yeah.
want to definitely make that
One
this year. We may
science-
exploit
yeah.
asteroids to do it.
That's an asteroid waiting to be... we're going to colonize this planet next year. I think this is fine. I think we skip to the year and then we do all of our sciencey stuff next year. Linking it all up.
Yeah, I guess
We
we
are
only get
gonna-
1 science by doing it now.
Yeah.
I think
I would
that
even
8 money is worth it, to be honest.
Honestly, I would kill the lab. The lab is costing us
Yes.
a huge chunk of cash. So, like, go back. Don't put the lab down.
The only reason that I
Have
wanted
go
to keep...
pixel hunting again.
The only reason that I didn't want to trash the lab was because I know that it's going to be tough to find the placement again. All right. So that
I'll tell you
there...
what, export that water also down to the mineral. Let's just try and increase our income for the next year. Like, do anything that increases our income, then set everything down on the new year.
Yeah. I think that's a great shout. I think... Is that it?
So
Even
I think we
scouting to the
can-
north a little could be good.
Yeah. I mean... We just need to get this... We just need to get this lab down next year, to be honest. That's the limiting factor right now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an interesting thought. Just test it for me. Earth-like make people.
Yep.
People into both of those people places. What does that do for our income?
Which people places? Oh, yeah, that one. 43.
So that's more.
Sorry, can you double retract that and then start it again? Sorry, because I didn't get the base without it being colonized. Okay, so it's 42. Then you do that and then put it into the 2 planets.
It's
now,
now-
I guess 1 planet.
Now 43.
Well, so now the beauty is we can exploit that asteroid because we have all 3 planets colonized, which will
Yep.
net us 18 money.
And uses up time. Yeah, okay. Very cool.
And then we can
can
make the
make the-
connection from the Earth-like to the mineral, which will give us another successful planet and increase our income further.
I'm not sure that's the right play if we want to put that
Well, no,
over
'cause
there.
Zhao, we're... Hang on. Yeah, actually, sorry, I think Orbital's right? Because we need 3 people coming out of that plant, because one of the people is going to end up going into the lab as well.
We don't know. We don't know if there's wheat up here. If there is, all good. We can always connect
All right,
this
well,
up.
Do the scan then. We have 2 months, so do a scan up there. Hit the 5 banger.
If it's wheat, then
And
we're
if there
good.
is a s-
Oh,
that is wheat.
it is wheat, but it's still
It's
not good.
miles away. I mean, that connection is going to cost... That's 14. That's 14 buckaroos.
It passes the problem line down as well, because then we suddenly have to find a way to get a robot up there.
How much... I mean, there's a few planets up here. Nothing that really pops. I'm just conscious of the
There's
fact
also-
we need research like
There's also
ASAP.
yeah. There's also a beacon there, and
Yeah.
if we get a person into that beacon, there's a reasonable chance that it'll be a robot, right? You often get robots from beacons.
Yeah, and I actually think I've been kind of like keeping a note of I don't want to connect them because otherwise that stops time or whatever. But there's a connection there, there's a connection there that can happen, and then there's a connection here that can happen. And I'm just sort of trying not to block out the route between a people planet and the Forebear Ruins before actually using it. So I think we'll be fine. Should we get the lab, Dan? Should we skip the year, go lab, and then done?
We're
I'll
only
say
skipping
one
a month.
thing about getting robots from the Forebear Ruins. I'm pretty sure that would come from your Silphid options, and we took Bakar and Vittori.
Good shout. Excellent shout, Reps. That's
However, by the time we get this lab down this year and move on to next year, we get new missions.
yeah.
So
We'll be able to pog out with new missions. Okay, does this work? Yeah. Oh, look at that.
looks good.
Look
He's
at that.
Well done.
He's done it. Okay. It works.
That's almost a full year.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Okay. Income is still fine.
But
It's okay.
make sure this is what you want before you look at the new missions. Otherwise, we can't rewind. I think it is.
I think it is too. There's no route for growth here, unfortunately. Like, this lab is going to be stuck at 3 forever. Is there a...
That's kind of fine.
Not true. Not true. When we get infraspace, we'll be able to take a water from the southernmost robot into biomass and water factory and run it up to the lab. Or even just a normal relay will do the job there.
It's a shame.
Like,
yeah.
So there's a source of water there. And we'll probably have another colony up north at some point. So
Yeah. So now just if we solve the wheat conundrum, sounds like a good murder mystery type of event.
It really does.
We solve the wheat conundrum, we get an extra person, we pop it in there, we get more stuff, we pop them in there, we all good, right? Like that's the...
Yep.
Okay, all right, let's...
that's the dream.
Let's mission.
Our most obvious progression path right now.
Whew, okay. That is very challenging, but loads of science. I mean...
It is challenging, but we also want to focus on science
right
now, so
yeah.
Is it maybe something we should do anyway?
So I'm going to be honest with you. We haven't found a place where we're going to be able to do that. My thought is we take the other two missions. Getting a Forge World to successful is pretty easy.
Yes.
We can do that. And we will discover 15 planets looking for expansion opportunities pretty quickly.
This will be successful as soon as we
chip that.
Yeah, as soon as we chip this with a nanotech. Part of me is with Rhapsody, honestly. Establishing a lab, studying chips, get it to 5 science. I kind of feel like that. I know it is a little bit slow, but I feel like it really kind of forces us down the science route.
So the question is, right? How quickly can we do that mission? We're probably looking at 3 or 4 years between scanning, setting up all of the production lines,
yeah,
feeding them into a lab, right? In a year, maybe 2, we can do both of those other missions and re-roll that mission into something that's potentially easier than a 5 science chip lab. That's my thought.
I actually, upon further reflection, think that you're right, unfortunately.
Okay. I'm happy to relent on this.
I mean, I think that we pick up this one next time for sure, like regardless of the content, because it gets us so much science. Like next time we do missions, it's the Valatory or whatever.
It's gonna be annoying if the Vittori want us to get like biomass or something like that, but we'll see.
Yeah. I think this is fine. I think this is okay. All right, do we just want to... Oh, what's the play here? We skip to the end of the next year, get the chip set up, sorted, finish that mission off, then look for wheat up here somewhere.
So we can't do chips into Forge World this year because we don't have enough money. But we do have 10 money, so we can start scanning for extra planets to finish this year out rather than skipping.
Yeah. What about over here? This area seems kind of maybe pogged.
It's kind of dense, but we're not really operating there at the moment. Whereas in the bottom right, we're about to introduce a lack of ore. I think you can get a 5-banger if you focus on the middle one there.
I think you're just out. Yeah.
Just out.
I mean, I think maybe it's this and then this, like those two.
I agree.
That sorts it.
Ooh.
If that connection can be... No, okay, all right. I mean, we're maxed out on humans anyway, so it's not even a big deal, but...
What's south?
Possible.
Whoa! Hang on. That remnant world to the north that is outputting a robot and needs water. Sorry, the one that we have.
Yep. What
Can
about
you look at it? The remnant world.
Oh, the remnant world. Sorry. Yeah.
The one that we have.
Oh, that's just repeat it another time.
Okay,
I might
cool.
eventually get there.
1 import, 1 export, 1 water. If that trades with a thawing facility on the Arctic planet we just discovered, it pops successful, and therefore the one above it pops prosperous.
Very good observation. Alternatively, we're going to be getting prosperous over here anyway as soon as we chip it. So it's going to pop prosperous anyway. And we might
It's also a two-way trade.
It's like super valuable. Super valuable, I agree. I was just thinking that maybe we're better suited to getting a colony here, because if we do that, then we can get a scrapping operation, which supplies our chips over yonder.
Then we have to find a way to fund that colony, though.
Yeah, I was initially thinking, oh, biomass can just come down from Jungle World, but we're going to be intersecting that with a slipway here. So, yeah. I mean, we skipped this year. We're in December anyway. It's fine.
I would throw another scan out.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't waste the month. I would look for a, 3 or a 4 banger up there.
Oh, come on, really?
There's a pixel in it, I believe in you.
There's a pixel. I think
there it is.
Yes.
It's terrible, but yeah, it's there.
The result doesn't have to matter. The fact that you did it is good enough.
That's true.
And we found 2 planets, which is good.
Yeah. I mean, one of them doesn't really count as a planet, because it's just... useless. Yet. That's true. Never say never. Alright, so, nanotech, chip this, solve the mission, happy days, prosperous, as you say, Raps, just through different means. There's no way... Yeah, it's literally only this remnant world that I think can supply ore, which is a big shame.
Feels real bad. You're closing that whole area in right now.
I know. I really don't want to do it, actually. I think we just...
you leave that floating for the moment.
I agree, actually, hard.
So I think we plan on feeding that chip later on with the minerals above it, using infraspace.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we just wear that happiness penalty for now and accept that that is currently a shortcoming, and we deal with it later on.
We have one last planet, by the way, before we need to think about empire size and torpedoing our finances again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've got level 1 Vittori, we've got level 1 Slithid. Is there any reason why we shouldn't take at least a single forebear ruin just to sort of check it out? Maybe this one over here?
So, I think so. Let's do it.
Yeah, I would probably look at the 2 that we have available pretty early on, because they could be something real juicy like an energy.
I mean, that doesn't really help us, but this probably does. 52 cash is pretty significant, I feel.
What's the planet to the north that's currently being covered by the dialogue box?
It is...
The inputs for that are just people, right?
Just people. I mean, it will change, I believe. If we finish these missions, we can come back to it later and get a level 2... warehouse facility stuff. If we complete missions, it'll get better.
Because sometimes that's energy.
Yeah, right? So...
Yeah, so I wouldn't take 52 money. I would wait and see, because maybe we need a mineral or chip input for a lab or a planet on that side that we expand into. So
that mineral input could go to the Forge World to the south and save us a whole... actually, no, there's a Forge... Never mind.
That there?
Never mind.
Or do you mean this one here?
Yeah, no. I was somehow bypassing the mineral that you just looked at, and it would have been the mineral from the forebear room. So I just realized halfway through the statement how daft that is.
It's so funny how your brain sort of like beelines the royal you, by the way. Your brain sometimes beelines on this idea, and you're just like, okay, it must work, I must make it fit, and then you realize how absurd it is.
There is an interesting thing here where if we do get the mineral and chip there, we can use the spare mineral from that mineral planet, plus the mineral from the beacon, plus a person to get another 3 science lab down.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
That's what I was...
Ooh.
That's something that we could do next year.
I think the play right now is see if we can do scans to the degree of discovering 7 new planets, or... Maths? Hold on.
Yeah.
9 new planets. Oof.
9 new planets.
That's a toughie, actually.
There is one thing that I would potentially consider,
mm-hmm.
and that is the ocean world to the far north turn it into a wheat producer and make the connection to the people planet.
Will we have enough money? Will we? Won't we?
We won't.
We won't.
But there is an asteroid down south that is a duo.
There's DOS duos.
Yeah, that right one will probably crack after we have like the remnant world and the.
Mm-hmm. The left one, I mean, like, two of its connections are a desert and an ice ball. The other connection is an earth world, which is nice, but we may not colonize that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so that'll get us an extra 5 income and a person for a 4-bear ruin.
I'm not actually sure that's worth it. I will say, I like that a lot. Like, I really like that connection. The problem that I'm having now is that we are right up against our limit here, and we don't know what's in this area yet. And it could be something so juicy.
So being right up against our limit is actually exactly where you want to be. You want to have the highest income you can without crossing the threshold, and I think that's the way we do it. The +5 income there. But I'm open to suggestions.
I agree, but can you undo 2 times so we see what the income was without the ocean world? You may also have to go and explode the planet again. So 43 by base. Then take that as the same, the algae farm. Cool.
Yeah, asteroid.
Pop the asteroid you have to.
It's 46, I think. Yeah.
Connection.
It's 46.
And then also make the connection from that people down to the mineral world.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so that's pretty juicy.
I like that right now because we can get another good in there later in order to get the person for the lab, and that's still only 1 research, whereas we really need to focus on our money at the moment.
See, I wasn't thinking person to lab. I was thinking person to 4-bear ruins and hope for goods or energy.
You can't undo that connection though.
Yeah.
I know. It's a bit of a gamble, but if we hit robots, goods, energy, any of those 3 things,
do you stand by the gamble? You're the special guest. Do you stand by the gamble? If you stand by the gamble, we should stand by the gamble.
Taddies, all of the games that I have played with you on stream, every time I say a thing is going to be good, it's worked out, hasn't it?
Lollash's luck has yet to let me down, Rhapsody. I will say that. It is, it is uncanny, but if this is the time that it does let us down, then we're just passing up on, whatever it is, 5 cash. So
you don't have to convince me. I'm more than willing to lose on behalf of just giving things to the special guest for the episode. So
okay, all right.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Let's do it.
That's
double energy, baby.
That's good.
Yeah. So next year we double energy and we can feed the energy into goods and robots, and all of our problems up there are solved.
That's actually that's actually the only thing that would have solved both problems, and it's right there.
Yep.
That's insane. Yep. Actually. I told you, Reps. I told you.
You luck sack. You goddamn luck sack.
Mate, how do you think I got a 22,000 point game?
I thought it was your big old friggin' brain. That's why we brought you on.
Look, that was a safe gamble. There were like 4 good options, 1 bad option, and 1 excellent option. So.
Yeah, let's start considering these.
Yeah, I just sort of realized that we actually had the science. I mean, honestly, quantum sensors is not bad if we're getting continuous missions to explore new planets. Brain-machine interface is obviously fantastic. Given that we have...
How good are our links at the moment? Because if our links are good and we can get a significant chunk of income early from Brain Machine, it's worth it. Otherwise, it's totally not.
Mineralize...
Our links are really good, and as soon as we pass 1 month, Brain Machine interface can come in. We have 1 prosperous, I think we have 4 successful, and it's not difficult to pop more.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually. No, 4. Yeah, sorry, 4 successful, 1 prosperous. Yeah. Very pog.
Well, also, that planet that we just hit is about to go prosperous. Like the Earth-like people, because it's about to get goods from energy.
Oh, it's about to go successful. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think we hold, we get brain machine interface, and we play the eco game next year, where we just spend all of our money on getting the energy, feeding it into those two things, and brain machine interfacing stuff.
All right, so we skip
Love
then. We were in December anyway. Energy first, I think.
Yes.
Right? Pop that there. Do we need to make this connection now? What does it
Yes.
what does it improve our income by? It's 5 income.
5.
I mean, we might be able to
Do you really not want to do that?
we might be able to do something a little bit more effective. I'm just thinking brain machine costs 10, and if we're able to pop
It
2
does.
machine learning interfaces, then that probably has a bigger impact, to be honest.
Increased by 30% right now is 20. Sorry, 20. Sorry, is 2 on our best planet.
Okay, so that's 13. That's 9.
I mean, you can hit
3
the
on our
button.
best planet, sorry.
You can see
12.
exactly what it becomes.
Yeah.
Hit the button, unhit the button.
Hit the button, then unhit the button. 13 to 17, that's 4.
4.
So it's worth
Okay.
it. It's.
So yeah, we would be able to do 2 of those.
I think it's probably. Yeah, so it's this arid colony that's the second most valuable, I believe.
Yep.
Okay, and that's another 4 there as well. So I think that's. I think that's
All
pretty
right.
good.
Hear me out. Yeah. I
Yeah.
actually want the money from that.
Right.
And then just turbo our economy this year.
I agree.
Either that
Love it.
or complete the mission.
Well, I mean, we can do both, right? It's because turboing our economy right now is literally 2 slipstream
Yeah.
connections.
Yeah, you're right.
And
You're so right. Yeah.
maybe a couple machine interfaces, and those are free in terms of time.
Right. Okay, that's good. So then in continuing down the vein of turboing, we just machine interface every other planet, I think, right? Oh, this is...
Yeah, pretty much.
Starting with the most income ones, but yeah.
I think they're all 9-ish. Yeah, they're all 9 anyway.
Yeah, they all appear to be 9s, right?
Apart from that one, of course, which is 12. Okay, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, we just took our income from mid-50s to 77.
Let me hit you with an alternative here. I'm gonna undo those 2. So I haven't done machine interface on this place, but I think maybe the
I
play
would go
is
back and
is machine interface here and then just yeah, okay. So machine
do
interface
some
here
scanning.
and do some scanning with the rest of with our 20 remaining bucks. Because we have
I agree.
yeah, because we've got nothing else that we really want to do in terms of planet settling, but we have loads of stuff that we want to do in terms of exploration. So we do that.
Okay.
That we get like 90% of the benefit anyway. So we're just missing machine interfaces on these 2 planets, I believe. Wow.
3.
And-
Is there not
Uh,
one also?
No, because we did this one. I did this one because this is big impact.
Oh.
I think
Okay.
it's
So yeah, each of those must be giving us 3 when they machine interface them.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, from 9 to 12. Yeah.
Cool.
Perfect. Okay, preferences on where I start scanning.
Top left.
Up here, yeah.
Top left. Yeah, lots of density. We've got the furthest point. Is that a 60? I think you could have hit a 60. then.
I don't think I could have. And that's so depressing, actually. Wow.
I thought you were right, Lollash.
Well, we'll never know. We'll never know. I'm sorry.
Chat, in the comments, say whether or not we
Ooh,
could have gotten a
4.
60 here.
There's a 4 if you go to the left there instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leaves 1 undiscovered in the middle.
And then 2 there. Okay. I mean, this is good. I mean, I think we just
Okay.
find high sources
Yeah,
and
you-
then see if we just pop the mission. Is this...
You can't get both of the... Yeah.
Yeah. What would you chaps prefer? These 2, these 2.
I would do both. I would do both. We've got 9 money. It's only August.
It's
And there we go.
just that easy. And another 60 cash. Wowzers. That's beautiful.
So we can do the other brain machine interfacing.
We can, if we want to.
Yeah?
I suspect missions is the first port of call, just in case.
Yes, because
Yes.
we can't undo that.
Okay.
Both is successfuls.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, both are successfuls. Energy by 5 units is totally random at the moment. We have no way to make energy deliberately, so never take that mission.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Remnant. So Remnant and Forge Worlds. That's tough. Actually.
Well, we've got a good cluster. We've got a good cluster on the left. I think we've got 2 Forge and a Remnant over there, or is it just 2 Forge?
Just 2 Forge here.
2 Forge. We've also got another Forge to the north there.
Yeah.
Immediately what that's actually a 3rd Forge there. Hold it, cow. Okay, this is a mineral connection. This is a chip connection. This is a chip connection. We need to find a spare person somewhere. But I'm thinking...
Are we going to be researching chips?
Yeah. I'm trying to repay the chip dividend.
We can absolutely do that if we colonize the Arctic to the south and make the Earth produce food or biomass.
Hold up. Let me see what we got over here. You know what? There's got to be something that produces people over in this vicinity, right? There's got to be. There's got to be.
Maybe.
I think the play is...
Do the interfacing, because it's free.
Yeah, interfacing, and then skip, and then... Is that everything?
Why would we skip?
Because if we colonize, then we're going to level up, and we're going to destroy our income by, 20.
Yeah, but there's got to be other things that we can do, like, I don't know, some edge... Well, it's like some edge scanning, right? Like, there's that one blip on the northwest that's sitting in the middle of our, explored area.
Yeah?
West is the other side, that is.
I mean,
Just...
This is the kind of north, but yeah. You mean this one, right?
Northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I mean.
It's like, well, it's like north, northwest. But yeah, I'll concede. I'll concede it's a little west.
Are all of our things machine interface now?
I believe so. I do not believe that there is any place that is unmachined. Yeah, every place is machined.
Perfect. Especially in that northernmost cluster, could you take some looks in, because we may be one export or one successful adjacency away on a couple of those from popping prosperous?
Yeah. What do you want to look at?
Either of those 2 successfuls in the north.
Imports,
so
exports.
This is one adjacency and one export or import. Okay.
Is that possible? I don't think that's possible. And then the other one...
That would have to research water to do it.
Just successful.
Successful adjacencies. It's not too hard to get 2 successful adjacencies there, actually.
Yeah, we'll get it, I think. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, yeah, we can do some scanning. We can do some scanning out to the right here, or we can we'll pop this one. What a terrible decision. What a
Just
terrible
get it off
decision.
the map, right?
Yeah, you can't build through it anyway. It's obstructed.
Look, for me, the most valuable resource in this game is time, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we can do something that doesn't tank our income, that uses time, we should do that thing. So I would scan on the right-hand side of our empire. I would look for any place where I can get 2 or 3 planets, and I would just try and clear out some of those signatures. They're low likelihood, but who knows? We could hit a super juicy planet over there.
All right. 'Tis done. We could hit a
Also,
super
can I
juicy
just
planet
point
over
out-
there. Sorry.
Look, that space is super dead.
Yeah. Yep.
Deader than I've ever seen in a game.
They made a
can't
game.
expand in that direction.
What are you talking about? They made a whole game about it. That's a trilogy,
Starring
actually.
Isaac.
That's a ancient callback now. Jeez.
Oh god, don't call it ancient. I'm already feeling old.
I mean, we gotta. I think chip play is good over here, potentially, but without a person. Actually,
So
yeah, we have a person here.
yeah, so my thought was, it's minerals into chips anyway, right? So I would go person into the top mineral world, and then I would make chips in both of those forge worlds because that's an easy input, right?
Yep.
And then we look for a colony that requires chips over on that
That's-
side.
So we might do that, but before you make either of those into chip worlds, start looking at some of the adjacencies. Because if none of the adjacencies take chips, suddenly we're extremely safe.
Yeah, let me...
Yeah, for sure.
I can do... Yeah, I can do
That's
exploration.
definitely a mineral world.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, also, before you do that,
Yep.
check the forebear.
That's it's dead.
The
Oh, we
Do you
took
mean
money
the
on
other
it,
one?
right.
Yeah, we cashed
we
that
took
check,
money on that one.
and apparently we're already peopled
We're out
out.
of people.
In fact, hold on. We might have skill up. We don't have skill up. All right.
We do have time dilation, which is an insane tech.
Actually, let's
Yeah.
take a moment to look at our text, right? What are we aiming for?
I mean, level 1, there's mineral seeding, which is probably the best. Guarantees us a
I
good...
guess that
Honestly-
really depends on what we want to get in the higher levels, because mineral seeding I'm happy with if we're going for micro labs. So if we're going extreme miniaturization afterwards, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, fair comment. We also have flexible fab. It's okay. Plasma
I
containment.
like that.
That's actually very
It's a
pog
structure.
up here.
Mhm.
What else we got? And we have the structure build time reduction, which is really, really nice. Quantum computing.
I
Quantum
don't know how
computing
early
is
you have to
very
get that
good.
for it is good. Wait, it is good?
Yeah. If you take
Alright.
quantum computing, so by the time you're getting tier 2 techs, you should probably have 2-3 science labs set up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So quantum computing is 66% more science per year for the rest of the game. That's a lot of bonus science.
It is, but
26
it's like,
tech.
how many years does it have to be up? So if you only end up with 2, or let's be generous, say 3 labs, right? It has to be up for 5 years before you're making a positive on that. If you've only got 2 labs, it has to be up for 13 years.
Let's get 3 labs. It's just that simple.
Alright.
Build
I mean,
more
we are-
labs.
We are going to want some more labs, but right now we want to focus on trying to get our missions done, which means we want to scan over that side. There, that's it. That's juicy.
That re-
Yeah, the water is good, but also, in terms of nothing else popping despite likelihoods.
Yeah. Okay, I can get a 2-banger and a 3-banger there.
Yeah, 2 and 3.
That's good too? Oh, for... Oh,
That is
I...
very good. It's okay, it happens.
I really dislike
It happens.
that element of... You shouldn't have to play a little minigame every time you want to scan. Just give me the max range, please.
So
Goodness.
I have
Agreed.
it on good authority, as in from the only developer of the game, that there will be a toggle option that
Oh.
turns off the pulsing.
Thank goodness. Or
Thank
you know
you.
what? Leave the pulsing on, but just like leave it at max size. Like just always scan the max size anyway. Like
Yeah.
why
Thank
does it
Jakob
adjust?
for Jakob.
Yeah. Thank you, Jakob. All right.
This
so
is-
there
this
is
is-
a remnant world there.
That's triple chip.
It
Yeah.
is a triple chip.
Colony here.
So I would be very tempted to colony the ocean world.
We will do that
Um,
as well, I think. But I do like the triple chip and colony to the south as well.
So the reason I say colony the ocean world, especially first, is you get the import-export line to the mineral world.
Okay.
Because they need minerals, right?
Yeah.
And they export people.
Yeah.
Which is the best way to get bonus income for your
It's
time.
income positive.
6 income and 6 cash curve for connecting the ore line for the Bakar perk. So it's nice.
Yep.
It's okay.
So that's choosing. And then there's not a lot more we can do this year, but next year we can probably get food from the jungle world to put in there to get an extra person. put a person into the remnant world for chips, put a mineral into the forge world for chips, and then
If we
set
get
up a chip
another
lab.
water to the north, we have the ability to actually the water could be from the primordial. We just need a new person in the primordial. Yeah. Oh, that's out of range. We'd have to get a person from something else. But
That's
that
possible.
person gives us the extra water. The water then goes into the mineral planet, giving us an extra ore. Those 2 ore can go into both of the forge worlds. We can set up a lab.
I don't like the ocean world play here, and I'll tell you the reason why.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this colony here, assuming that we can get a source of water and wheat, which is ridiculous, but bear with here, right? So we have chip facility. I'm not going to bother doing this. Chip facility, chip facility, chip facility.
No, do it. I think it's useful. For
You want to? Okay, all right. Nanotech, recycling, and then the lab goes in over here or thereabouts, right? Boom, boom, boom. Connect up. Then that leaves open the idea of a 4-bear ruin as well, which is kind of pog, and it immediately gives us everything. And in fact, to be honest, we could still take the ocean world and still get that connected up.
See, I prefer the ocean world here. It's the exact same plan, except that the ocean world has one half of its inputs already filled. We have the double import-export line, and we have a guaranteed source of food next to the ocean world. There's no gambling involved. It's the exact same plan. We're not hoping for a water.
Mister, I'm gambling on a 4-bear ruin, but I won't gamble on a simple little bit of water.
What, a simple double resource input world? Yeah.
We know that when Lollash gambles, he wins.
Exactly.
So if he doesn't want to gamble on it, it's not a good choice, frankly. I agree with Lollash as well, although I will say, Lollash, you were overlooking the 4-bear ruin connection is also, I think, something that Orbital was valuing a lot there.
Yeah.
The 4-bear ruin is juicy, for sure, but I think the most important thing out of this is the triple chip lab and not destroying our income, and yeah.
Okay, so where'd you want the lab to go?
It still goes in the same spot, basically.
Right
just
here?
Below, yeah, down there somewhere.
That's very stupid. What connection?
Send out a scout to get to the new year, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it's just a scan.
Ooh, okay.
I like that scan as well.
Do we actually want to take a tech? Because I feel like we're stagnating on tech here a little bit.
Either we're doing mineral seeding and then later extreme miniaturization, or we take quantum sensors and go to the next one. In my opinion,
I think mineral seeding actually. I like that play a lot. For me personally, anyway.
It's
a guaranteed mineral lab,
seeding.
right? At some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lollash, have you played much with the micro labs?
I had one game where I played with micro labs, and I found them to be slightly less useful than I was hoping for them to be. Because by the time I was in a position where I could spend all of the money to set up all the connections, I was already teched up to the point where I had infraspace and was just running all the lines, through infraspace instead.
Yeah.
The microforge and the power grid option is broken.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately broken. Is there any way that I
can say
could...
that too loud? Jakob might watch.
Yes,
I don't want to know.
It's not broken. It's
my favorite thing.
completely fine.
Although I think both of us titled our episodes on that energy exploit question marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any way that I can get anything here before the end of the year? So somewhere colonized and somewhere built that would contribute to science. I don't think there's anything.
Well, I mean, you could do the Forge world to the south, or the Remnant world to Chips.
I don't think
they don't have to have the ability to feed that in. The Remnant world for the Chips is going to be a problem in the position of the current planet thing.
Yeah, so that's the only way you do it.
I think that's okay, actually. Yeah, I think that's fine. That works out not too badly, and that's 3 science. Okay, should we pop mineral?
I want to do it. Yes.
How valuable actually is gravitic mining? 1 asteroid. 2
Our
asteroids.
economy's pretty solid, to be honest.
It is at the moment, but I know you've not played on tough much, Lollash. So you know this.
Hey.
When you grow up, you might you might.
Our economy is pretty solid. One-off money from gravitic mining is more of a thing where if you go early tech and have lots of asteroids, here it's no use.
I agree.
Definitely go see them.
I agree. Okay. Right. So last one, nanotech facility, boom, and then we could just bring it across from there, I guess. Alternatively, we could wait until we have enough cash to, or have enough water from here to make that.
No,
We can, but that's another person up there, which means another colony up there, which means another 2 inputs almost certainly. So it's like,
yeah,
it's
I agree.
so much to accomplish nothing, you know.
All right, so could get wheat from either the primordial or the jungle here.
Could I persuade you to throw out the scout to that 3-bang to the south?
Of course.
Ugh.
It's a mineral world at some point. Ooh.
So it is.
Actually, a good point. We should maybe think about immediately plopping down a mineral lab if we can find somewhere that's suitable. That's a double mineral with an additional person that we're definitely going to get. But, I mean, yeah, we need the person for the remnant world. Yeah. Nowhere that's really suitable for mineral, I guess.
My focus right here is almost certainly on how do we convert the remnant worlds and forge worlds down here into successful, because they're our missions at the moment, right? So we need to seriously think about that. And I hate to say it, but it may be that we need a second chip lab for outputs.
Oh,
say it.
That's
I
interesting.
mean, you're right, but also don't even say it. Ugh. We'd still need a person there, right? Otherwise, they're not going to take the actual mineral. Never mind, they actually take the mineral.
It counts, but
They
we still
take
need an import. I mean, this can be sorted by eventually this connection, right? Like that's a connection that will eventually happen at some point. Probably. Maybe.
Yep. Although, if we... oh god, no, but we'd be hanging a person in the middle.
I mean, look, microforges, when they come, can satisfy the export. I'm trying to think how...
That's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
right? The microforges are the...
We're
the,
2.
The...
2 years from that.
But wait, the microforges can't take the chips, can they?
That's a wonderful, wonderful point.
Isn't it like the second level of them that can take chips or something?
I think you might be right, actually. Chips into goods for second level.
Universal miniaturization. I was about to Google that, but I was like, you know what? This game is not released to the public yet. There's not going to be a wiki.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, hear me out here. Colony here. I'm thinking. If we can find...
Take a while, Lollash. Hold on.
If we can... It's a dangerous pastime. If we can look to find... If we can get another science lab down, maybe not necessarily this year, but by the end of next year, that would... I mean, that would be incredible. If we could find another place for a science lab. Maybe even like up here or something. Like, what about just a colony out of nowhere? Mineral, chip.
Yeah, you know, we haven't looked up here in a while.
Yeah, like this.
Let's
Hold
think
on.
about this.
This actually works. So we mineralize, mineral, person, chip for the colony.
Okay.
Arctic farm, maybe, or have a little explore to see if we can find some other source of wheat for this colony here. And then that gets us a 3-banger lab to study minerals. It's not brilliant.
Do you want to colonize that swamp so we can see its adjacencies?
That's garbage.
Oh,
Ooh.
that side of the galaxy is dead. I think Thanos snapped it halfway down the middle instead of just doing it randomly, you know?
Okay.
Is that a reference that flies with the kids? I still don't know.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that-
that's relevant.
Is that
Absolutely.
Thanos
It's
from the
only like
comics?
4 years old now.
Yeah, Thanos from the comics who's in love with Death, Lady Death, who Deadpool's also in love with. I read the comics.
Let me. Okay. Next harebrained scheme here. Mineralize. Okay, let's see what's up here, actually. Hey, that's a little bit more positive. Maybe we find another colony up here. Mineral. Science lab. Find a colony. Profit. Win the game. Score loads of science. I put it this way. I think we need another science lab. Where we put it is up for discussion.
I think what we're really looking for right now is like a 2 to 3 year project, and that to me looks like a 4-year project to not have any struggling planets. Because the 2 to 3 year project takes us to Slipstream or Extreme Miniaturization, and then we focus on the core system we currently have for a while. In my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So my big thing is still Forge Worlds and Remnants to successful. And it's look, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be tricky.
Ooh. Let me hit you.
Oh.
Colony here.
Yep.
Wheat from up here. As ever.
Yeah.
Damn the consequences. Biomass to be found at a later date. Supplies wheat to here and here. Means that we can get a chip output from this remnant world. Basically, almost successful's it. If we can find water.
The second wheat will only be exported by the monoculture farm if you actually get its input for the biomass.
Yeah, but I mean, there's probably look at
Colonize
this.
it, let me see.
Yeah, there's plenty of goodness there.
I'm not hating that.
We got to take a risk, whether it's on this side, whether it's on this side. We got to. I mean, we've done a pretty good job of exploiting pretty much everything that's here. I will say.
Yeah, I really think we want to focus on that southwest side. I think we want to try and get those Remnants and Forge Worlds to pop to successful if we can get it. And so that way we can complete our missions and also boost our economy.
I mean, let's do the easy thing. So we can at least explore a bit down
Have
here.
you already got that primordial colonized, or did you go back?
He hasn't. He undid it.
I undid everything.
Okay, good. Ooh, good.
Okay, so if there's anything that takes chips here, we're... Okay. There is a colony that takes chips here. Which will successful this once we get the mineral input.
And
Actually...
then we can go people into robots, and robots into the Arctic farm to get water, and then water into the mineral world to get that successful.
I think there's a better way of doing that.
What's
yeah.
going to be using the second water? I like it, but what's going to use the second?
With infraspace, the water feeds up to the mineral worlds just above our forge world that needs an input.
I mean...
Oh, right. I see it.
Right, you can just run an infraspace relay up there. It's one extra connection.
Really hate all of these...
Can you just make the 4 connection at the moment, just so we can just have a look at it?
Yeah, I can do it. So this... Is that it?
And
Then-
the water
Yeah.
goes over to the mineral.
Prosperous is that.
That's
prosperous
prosperous.
is,
We're
yeah.
floating on wheat.
And it doesn't...
But there are quite a lot of signatures down there.
We
Yeah,
could...
not wrong.
We could mineralize, colonize, and then into here, and that would sort it out, but we would be missing a person. Alternatively, mineralize here, or up to
So
there.
you definitely mineralize the bottom side, and then you would probably colony the arid or something.
I hate that. That's so sad. We're now large, officially.
Damn.
Okay, so I mean, we exploit here. We can still undo all of this. Successful that. Is fine?
Our income just tanked hard. Not just from becoming large.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of infrastructure for basically one successful.
Yeah, could you undo all of that? I'm not saying we're not doing it, but I want to see your plans for the leftmost, right? If you set up your the colony there that you wanted, and then the primordial.
Assuming
and then obviously you have
biomass.
We just need a biomass up there.
I just like that a lot more.
Well, actually, in saying that, there's problems here too because we need water to yonder, and we have no game plan for how to get water over there. I mean,
we can get water from the Earth-like.
Water from the Earth-like. Oh yeah, is that? I just assumed that wouldn't be possible. Okay, I mean that is actually. That's good, I think. It also doesn't pop us into large, which is kind of nice, because we can obviously make these connections all work a little bit better. But again, it still only gets us one remnant successful.
It only gets us one remnant, but our income is 62, not 40.
Yeah, this is very true.
And also, yeah, sorry.
One of you say
I
something.
was just gonna say, like, I was just gonna say, it's going to take some serious infrastructure investments to get the Forge Worlds and Remnants to successful, but getting them to successful will help create a prosperous center in the long run, and also gets us our mission completes. And what are the rewards for our 2 mission completes? Is it a chunk of money or science or what? I think it's... Yeah, so 14 science total if we get those 2 missions done.
Yeah, I like this. I like this plan. Okay, are we sticking with what is apparently my plan?
I like this one. So I like this one especially because as soon as that northern one gets biomass, it solves our problems, right? Because that exports the extra wheat. The wheat goes there. We're done. Yeah.
Also means asteroids. We can take a couple actually. I think here. Yeah, 2, 3 ish.
So is it the Vittori who want the remnant worlds?
Yes.
Or the Sylphid the remnant worlds?
Vittori.
So, okay, the Vittori want the remnant. I think we just get a remnant. Like we focus on getting the remnant up next, because then we pop the +8. It's science, that is.
Hold up. This is a totally doable thing over here. What do you need?
Bot in there.
Yeah, just throw another bot in there. I mean, there's a bot here. We need an output for biomass. Arctic farm. Then that trades there. That goes in here.
It's an excellent asteroid too.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it.
I
the opposite of dislike it even.
Yeah, I accidentally.
I don't know if there's a word for that.
I accidentally did something which was, I think, probably pretty good that we should have maybe done a little bit earlier. Actually, now that I think about it, I kind of don't want to undo any of that.
To be entirely honest, I didn't see the Arctic connection working in here. I was trying to figure out a way to get an extra bot in there, but I didn't see this. Well done.
And look at the science. Look, we're pogged, as they say. All right.
Nice studying.
Okay, so hear me out.
Yeah.
As much as I really want to get slipstream relays to work towards infraspace in the late game, because I think that's going to be integral to us getting a prosperous core.
Yes.
Plasma containment will give us a lot of boosts right now. We also have cheaper structures. Remember, that was the thing that we took?
Yep.
30% cheaper.
So it allows us to start, like, really focusing on water and turning it into energy. So I want to scout around and see, like, I know there's water up on our top side.
But nothing really needs to be sorted here, so to speak.
It kind of does. So that's successful in the middle. If it has one more export, does it not pop prosperous? Or, sorry, it needs one more export and one more successful adjacency, which the successful adjacency could be made successful using the resources we get from it.
Yeah.
No, it absolutely does. If you put a fusion power plant in the middle of the triangle between the water world, earth-like, and mineral.
The Earth-like.
Yeah,
so
or that one.
It's
Either way.
okay.
And then that feeds into the mineral world. That would make it successful.
No, it needs.
It's
exports.
kind of a
Needs
waste.
export.
What?
Needs export for
It's
the...
exports it misses.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you could set up a dodgy mineral lab.
I mean, we could successful this if we did extreme miniaturization, because that would allow
Yeah.
export for chips and then chips into somewhere. I don't know where, but like, I mean, it doesn't matter really as long as we have the export.
I mean,
here.
if we did Slipstream, that could just export to the north, and that would work too.
It's true. Very, very
Actually,
true.
Yeah, that's pretty juicy.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, more and more I'm becoming convinced that we take the Slipstream and then we focus on extreme miniaturization and quantum computing. Oh, sorry, not quantum computing. Definitely not that, in my opinion. That or plasma containment later on.
Yeah, so quantum computing is really good if you just build a lab that takes like one person, one resource, and that's it for every resource, right? Like if you have 5 labs that all do like one person, one resource, then quantum computing is sick. But that's not the situation we're in.
Yeah, if you can make that work, then well done on your economy.
Yeah, I think
What do you think,
Slipstream.
Orbital?
I think Slipstream is the play here. I was just sort of seeing if there was any connections that we could get through taking flexible fabrication. I was giving it a chance. I don't think it's great, but I don't think that there's any. We don't have any robot production. I never really think robot production's all that it's cracked up to be. And to be honest, we don't need it here, so it's not a thing. I think Slipstream is the play, but it pains me greatly because I think if we are going to take a tech, it should be quantum computing, because I do think that we are it's super possible for us to get a 3rd lab easily, and if we get it right now, then we're off to the races.
Well, do me a favor, have a little bit of a poke around and see if there is a place where we can set up a mineral lab with 1 person, 1 mineral, and a robot lab with 1 person, 1 robot, without having to make huge investments.
It's a
Right?
great...
I don't think we have a lot of free people.
We don't. That's the problem, actually. I mean, there's a free person... No, not even here. A free person coming from here, for sure. Guaranteed person coming here as soon as we find biomass, etc. That's easy. But this is, of course, nowhere near... Actually, it could be near mineral planets. That's the advantage of mineral seeding. I'm just conscious of the fact that we haven't used mineral seeding at all yet, and it's quite good.
I'd be more concerned if we hadn't used mineral seeding yet and we did have a ore lab, but we don't yet.
Yeah, we don't.
Unless we do.
We don't. We don't.
I
we
didn't think
definitely.
we
We definitely don't. We definitely don't. I just think it's so possible, though. I mean, all of this. I mean, there's so many lava planets around, and I just. Okay, I think Slipstream is the play here. I mean, look, we need to prioritize getting these Forge worlds pogged up, so we might as well just like freaking do it.
Yep.
I think it is the play. It's sad, but it's true.
Here's a fun little bit of tech that we can do. You can Slipstream relay a chip from the Forge world we're looking directly at to the Forge world that's successful producing goods to give it an output.
That there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah? Is that going to make
in
it
that mineral planet, but we don't really care about that too much.
need another...
Obviously, we also
Doesn't
need an
have an
import.
import-export.
Need an input. Yeah.
So that would be water to the north, or, you know, making the mineral planet out of the ice planet in the middle.
I think I
really
prefer
close for
that
it.
connection and then that connection purely because it keeps our size down. Therefore keeps our income
How do
up.
we make the goods for the north one, though, so that we get the extra person?
Maybe? Maybe? I
Suddenly including a lot of extra materials.
must confess,
there are
I
a few
forgot.
things that a single slipstream would have fixed, and now we have slipstreams. Let's go and find those things and fix them.
Yeah.
I think there were a couple over the right side of the map.
Oh god, we have a chronic people shortage actually. Like we have too few colonies.
We do need to try and get some more colonies set up.
Yeah.
So minerals from that mineral world's near the water lab up to the food producing planet.
Yep. I mean that can go up there. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. I mean, actually, is that fine? I actually straight up don't think that's worth it. I gotta be real. So 14 to build, right? We start at 47 income. Basically halves our available cash, increases our income by 3. It's nice, but it also takes like 3 months to build.
Look at the adjacent successfuls. Just the one to the north, I think, because I checked the other one recently. Okay, so it gets both of the ones that you're connecting closer to a successful, which could pop prosperous on Xiaoyu.
That's true. It's very true.
What can that ice ball planet, sorry, the Arctic planet to the left of where you're currently indicating do? That could take the wheat from above. It could give us people. We would need biomass as an input. We can get biomass from there, but we could also get it from the south after we get the slipstream relays.
Yep.
The subspace slipstream relays.
I like that actually. You know what? And that could be, this could be our ore. This could be our ore lab. If we are going to do that, I would posit that we do quantum computing now rather than slip relay, because I mean, apart from this connection, which I consider very questionable.
Well, we don't need that
for
connection. If we're going to do a mineral lab there and we're going to put a colony on that Arctic world, we mineralize the lava planet and its second order input goes up to the top. We don't need slipstream relays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, maybe we just pick up extreme miniaturization. I mean, what is it actually? It's literally just... Okay, it's just into chips.
It's just that at the moment.
Yeah.
But if you look at the tech upgrade that it unlocks...
It's level 2.
That's in our level 2. It's low level. It makes robots and goods.
And we basically got it.
We would not have to overload our other things.
We'll have it next year.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but I really want universal miniaturization and such.
I think that's it. I think that's it, and I think that we get our lab... I think we get our lab ASAP as well.
Okay.
Yep, I can get behind that.
What's the play here?
You're in September, so don't do that first.
What did we go from? 50 to... it was 47 to 47. That's okay, actually.
Yeah, but also don't do that yet.
Okay, all right. What's a better connection?
Do the lava planet and then feeding that to the north, right? Because it's 47 to because you have to colonize it first. Yep,
yeah,
you're right.
There might be something better.
You can undo again because it goes back to the.
Oh yeah, mineralize. Yeah.
It's the seeding that was the problem there. If we didn't have to seed, it would be better.
Yeah, I think this is okay.
Sure.
All right, so that there turn into mineral, mine, connection. Lab, connection. Easy.
Love it.
And then...
We're going to bring the biomass up for that with infraspace, right?
Ah, yes, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. A hyperlane would be better at a time like this, but that's okay. No salt. It's all good.
Oh dear.
I mean, I think extreme miniaturization is very pog, actually.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you don't take the first tech unless you intend to take the second.
Agreed.
And then, can we utilize that immediately?
We have one mineral free on the mineral planet up there. Yep.
Yeah. Nowhere requires chips or goods in this vicinity, unfortunately, though.
Or robots, for that matter.
Or robots, actually, yeah.
Because we supplemented both of those with energy.
Hold up, Forge Worlds. We need to pop these 2 Forge Worlds. I mean, and we don't even need chips for... We don't even need chips for the Universal. Oh, man.
No, we need to find a chip output for them.
Yep.
And also an ore input.
Yeah, chip output or input. So or input, I mean, we can't get a person in there.
Can we look at some of the other Forge Worlds if we have any other unsuccessful Forge Worlds?
I think that's it. Actually, no, tell a lie. There is
struggling
one
one down to the south.
Mineralize. I get, like, what's the point of mineralizing if we ain't got no peeps free?
Yeah, it just makes that successful instead. Can you look at that Earth-like to the south of the Forge Worlds? Other Forge World there. Can you hover over Hive World for me? Yeah, that one's a good input.
I actually like
There's
this.
to the north directly of that, right?
I actually like this. Yeah. I think that's...
Yeah, that's good to the north of that. There's wheat to the other side of it.
Nothing takes chips. Like, literally nothing takes chips here.
Yeah, chips are almost exclusively used in the specific colonies, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I always struggle with a chip-based lab. Unless I've got an energy-producing tech, like solar or geothermal. But I think Raps is right. I think the south side is the play here. And I think it's colony on the Earth-like. And hopefully find some food below it. Because we don't want to take food from the right-hand side. The reason is we want to mineralize that ice ball.
You can mineralize to the...
Slipstream. Soon. Slipstream soon.
Slipstream soon. And then you can even cut around it. But you can mineralize the desert planet to the north.
Yep.
Getting the person in there is a little bit harder, but we're always going to be floating something.
If we mineralize the planet, the ice ball, though, we can put a mineral input into the successful Forge World and a mineral input into the unsuccessful Forge World.
You can also do that with the... you can only do that with the desert to the north if you get an input of a person.
Yeah, which is tricky to do, right? Like 3 relays or infraspace.
Yeah, it's infraspace.
Okay.
So here's what I think. I'm going to throw out the Lollash gamble tactic.
Okay.
All right. We colonize the Earth-like, and then we scan the blips below it. I'm sure one of them will produce food.
Can I scan? I think it's scanning and then colonizing, to be honest. I know it's suboptimal.
Do you want to do the 2-banger instead of a 5-banger?
Our income. It's a free scan, basically, right? If we scan this year.
Yeah, you're correct. But even if those 2 aren't food, one of the other 3 will be. Lollash has spoken. So I would scan those 2 and then colonize and then scan below them looking for food.
It's like,
look, food.
It's just that simple. It's just that simple. How does he do it? It's magic.
So now it's colonize food in, mineralize the ice ball.
Okay.
Minerals, people over to the minerals up to the 2 other locations, goods down.
Where are these chips going?
So you can put another person. Who knows where those chips are going?
Well, that's highly problematic because we need 1 more export.
So you can put a person into that other mineral worlds if you wanted to get a successful, which will give us some income.
I mean, I like it a lot. It does leave robots floating, and I do feel like it's much ado about not very much. which is a very rude way of saying I don't think it accomplishes as much as we need to in the time frame that we have.
It leaves robots, but we have literally the ability to make a structure that will take the ore from the other side and make that robot.
Yeah, robots is easy. One thing I want to look at is the jungle worlds, because that's one of the very few places we have that can take a chip from a Forge world.
Mm-hmm.
Can that wait? Hold on. No.
Well, you can with a relay.
You can, and we will have that next year. Hold up. That's not going to help us. I genuinely...
To get one more tech in this area, I think we have to go for the slipstream.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really not convinced that this is worth it, to be honest. It's nice, the extra income.
Orbital. Can you put down the miniature microlab structure between the mineral and the... No, below that.
Oh, yeah.
In there.
Excellent shout.
Now, how do you feel about it?
Oh, whoa.
That's
Yes.
also a
Lollash.
chip output, yeah.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Also, I've just realized that
yeah.
we have machine brain interfacing that I've completely forgotten about.
So did we.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I
That
don't forget
extra
anything.
bot can even go over to the Arctic to the other side.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, income, I guess.
Chip output. If we get this Forge
Yeah, we
World
need an
pogged.
import.
Yeah, sorry. If we get this Forge World and import, then I would feel very good about this.
Okay, so hear me out. Mineralize, get the Forge World sorted. We grab
Takes its
Slipspace relays.
Yeah, we can fix that.
And we can fix that with infraspace in the late game, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you say late game. We have 7 years remaining. We do not have an ore lab.
Yeah, we do.
At this point, with 12.
Oh, yeah, we
coming
do
in
have
a
an ore
year,
lab, yeah.
Like, I think the ore lab. Yeah,
We do have an
I
ore
think like we're done setting up labs.
So Slipstream Relay. We pop this right now.
Yeah, that's happening 100%.
Okay. And then
So now we
Infraspace,
just
how's it-
need...
30.
30, yeah.
3 years. No, 2 years, actually.
2.
And actually even less if we get this Forge World done before then.
Still 2.
It's still 2, but... Okay, so the next plan is one other Forge World to successful.
Yep.
It's really important we get that done so that we can try and squeeze in a couple more missions.
It's that one,
It's this
and
one.
it's with the one to the south that had been previously mentioned as the jungle export. Yeah, for.
And then we just...
So-
So now you need one more ore input. It could be from that ice ball if you really want it to be, but
Yeah. I like that connection much more.
yeah.
Like, I don't like the idea of just
fine.
floating a human here.
So we can fix both of the floating humans, the mineral that we just set up, and that mineral with infraspace. There are 2 humans on the Earth like we just colonized
Yeah.
that are free. So 2 infraspace relays fix both of those inputs.
Oh, look at our
And give
cash.
us 2 outputs on our world.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no. 52 to 0.
Yeah, so we
Oh, wait, are we about to go to XL?
we're
Yeah.
about to go vast.
All right. Here's a play. And I think you both know what it's about to be.
Yep. Yep.
Skip 2 years.
Skippy.
Skip.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know. I know.
No. You know what? I'm going to push back on this a little bit. We got plenty of asteroids.
Do it.
We got
We do.
we got plenty of them.
It's just we can't colonize another thing before we get to
I agree.
space relays.
I agree. My opposition
So what
to
are you
your
doing
idea.
with the money from them then?
My opposition to the idea was mostly let's take as many asteroids as we can, then skip 2 years.
Yeah, because they take time. You're right.
Yeah.
There's that super juicy one. Across from there you go. We're not getting that Forge World anytime soon.
All right, Lollash. I gotta ask, how lucky are you feeling that one of these is gonna be an asteroid, and therefore we're gonna make our money back on a scan?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think it's worth.
Sad, very sad. Cowardice.
So
You know, the
honestly,
only way that you keep a reputation like Lollash's of always being correct on those lucky guesses is to use them very sparingly.
yeah. Well, it's not about gambling. It's about making safe bets rather than straight up gambling, right? Playing the odds.
Lollash is the kind of person to have invested in Ethereum in 2014.
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not.
Yeah.
I wish.
You and I
Um,
both, bud.
Yeah. So here's my thought. We are getting slapped on happiness at the moment as well.
It's fine. We got a
some-
roadmap to fix all of our problems. Literally all of them. There's not a single problem that we cannot fix that we've not got a plan for.
Yeah. So what I was going to say was, we want to scan around the areas where we need to fix an issue. So like on the top left of our empire, we need to find a place to get biomass and a way to fix that loop, right? To clean it. Oh my god, that's
Really
annoying.
For real? Actually,
Absolutely tragic.
it's literally not
That's
possible.
so sad.
It's literally not
No,
possible.
it's not.
Can you hover over happiness for just a second to show me how much of it is past shortages? 3. Yeah, there's literally only 3% of that we won't be able to clear.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, sure. I guess this one here.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. A bountiful amount of biomass.
So then you hit the 2 at the top, and then you hit the 2 at the bottom as well, and yeah, you just.
Ah, yes. A bountiful amount of biomass.
Because it's all well and good saying we have problems that are easy to fix, but
Ah, yes. Okay.
Makes biomass. And
Mechanized
makes a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, mineralize, human, fab factory for bots. Or even across to the Forge world.
yeah, I agree.
Okay.
But we can't set that up until we've got the science for infraspace.
Mhm.
So I think we just exploit any asteroids that we can. And yeah, I think Raps is right. I think the only way to play this is to skip to infraspace mastery.
I mean, what would it cost if we were to sort this loop here? I know... Okay, so we were on
All
like...
of our income.
Yeah, we were on minus 50. Or we were on 50, right? What did it cost? Literally everything. I mean, that's still fine, I think.
Sure, but it can also be accomplished next year because it's not accomplishing anything we.
It sorts happiness, and it's going to take... Like, it basically takes a year to develop all of this, right? So it's 1 year of not making anything, which I still think is worth because we're on a limited time frame here.
I might be being too stubborn about the money.
I mean, we still have plenty.
Well, you say we have plenty, but infraspace mastery, the infraspace relays are not cheap. Although they're cheaper for us. So yeah, we take
100%.
infraspace here and we start fixing resource shortages as a priority, and then working as hard as we can towards
Actually,
prospering worlds.
hold up. If we're gonna do this, if we're gonna stray into the vast empire size, is it not worth us immediately finishing the mission so that we can still collect benefit? I mean, shouldn't we just prioritize doing this even if it pops us over the cap? I know that it doesn't give us as much cash, but missions. We've been stuck on this one for a while.
Yeah, no, you're right. We do want to try and clear that mission.
I think that's where we
Might
were.
have just been an asteroid.
Just an...
I
Oh, yeah,
think
of
there's an
course.
asteroid.
That's the one.
Also, we don't want to colonize before the end of this year, so we need to
We do skip this one.
blow 2 more months. Yeah.
Or we scan. But to be honest, we don't need to scan anywhere, I don't think.
No, I don't think there's anywhere we scan.
Yeah, okay. So skip that there. Okay, what was the next part of the plan? Was it this? Oh, slipstream.
No, we mineralize in the center.
There we go. Mineralize this one here? No, mineralize here, wasn't it? There we go. That's it. Okay, we're on 4 income. Bit of a sad, but it's okay. It's fine. It's totally fine. Okay, should we check the missions? And actually, gives us void synthesis if we want it, or Poggies.
How many years do we have left?
5.
4.
Okay, so that's 5 months we buy with time dilation.
Yeah.
But space-time aversion would be way more than 5 months.
Yeah.
So I think we just would wait for the extra resources and do that if we were going to do that. But I think we do infra-space mastery 100%.
So
I actually think space-time aversion then into infraspace mastery, maybe?
Ooh. I mean, we get it next year with the income that we have.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to work out the math in my head. We can have both before the end of the game.
Because, I mean, look,
how much are we going to be doing?
We can sort this, right? And we don't need a single infraspace for it. And that's going to take a year anyway, right?
Yes.
True.
So it's really just a question of, can we solve the rest of our resource shortages with infraspace within 4 and a bit years? Or 3 and a bit years if you take into account waiting for space-time.
I think we've got the horse before the cart here a little bit. Have a second. If this is what we want, we need to then check the missions and see if we can work those in around the borders if they push us in one direction or the other.
Agree.
I mean, this is what we want.
We checked them. I think we checked the missions now. I think that's the plan.
Yeah, we're going to struggle economically for our last few years. That's my main concern at the moment.
Although, I will say, like, this is something I made as a point in the kind of like money printing episode that Orbital and I did. If at the very end of the game you have no income and no money and you just hit that, then congratulations, you perfectly exploited your income.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
problem is we're not going to be in that position. We have a bunch of relays and slipways we want to build, and we're not going to have an income to do it with.
We do have a 4-bear ruin that we can connect up here. Like, that is a good source of money. Usually, I will say. Theoretically, yeah. But, I mean, look, we're playing with Lollash Rhapsody, so, you know, give his luck a little bit more respect, please.
You're right.
All right.
Lollash rolls a die that just has 6s on all sides.
Look, I'm concerned we're going to have a weak finish here, and I don't think there's anything that we can do about it. I think our Empire just hit this really awkward spot where it crossed into Vast slightly too early.
I don't think we even hit Vast. I don't think we've hit Vast in the previous 2 episodes that we did on Tough. At least not that I can recall, Raps.
I don't believe so. No.
I think we check missions here.
I think
that's what we do.
Yeah.
I will say, if we did this, check the missions, go for it. But I think if we did this 1,000 times, 999 of the other times, having seen how this played out, I would have just hit the machine infrastructure on every single thing as soon as it came up.
Oh, yeah.
Just knowing the money we're
miss that.
having a problem with now.
We did miss that. There's probably a significant chunk of money we left on the table because we forgot about it for like 10 years.
I mean, to be fair...
I forgot about it as well. We all forgot about it. I'm not pointing a finger.
No. I'm just sort of thinking, like, there are a couple of planets that don't have it that are making good money. But... Not many, actually. Like, there is definitely, like, money on the table here, but, I mean, there's probably not as much as
The thing is,
We think.
So the thing is, if you say that it gets you 3 money, right? On average, let's say it gives you like 3.3 money on average. So in 3 years, machine interfacing pays for itself, right? If we had hit every one of these planets as they had turned successful, we've probably left like 300 or 400 credits by the time 15 years have passed between the 10 successful planets or whatever. Yeah, we've probably left like 300, 400 money on the table. That is a lot of infraspace lanes, which is a lot of prosperity, which is a lot of score.
Agree. However, you are disregarding the opportunity cost of time that it takes to, bring forward that payment on the specific brain-machine interface planet.
It's only 3 years for it to pay for itself, and then it starts making money.
Yeah, you make a good point.
But
Missions.
But yeah, so two new techs is a given.
Yep.
We are absolutely 100% doing that. I don't think we do either of the other ones. I think
you're right.
Yeah, there's no way we get 8 chips or 10 minerals, right?
I mean,
not without over-focusing on them in a way that would leave us
wait.
without the ability to fix the rest. Sorry?
Hold up. I mean, let me think about it. We are going to be getting a second mineral here. We're going to be getting a second mineral there anyway.
Okay.
We're
8
not
more minerals.
I mean,
Yeah,
we have a roadmap to get
10.
we have a roadmap to get this sorted.
9. Sorry, 9. I'm just
Yeah,
I'm
7.
deducting a mineral for that. If we get
we
the
just don't have
person
the
into
time.
that struggling planet there,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I think this is new techs only.
Agreed.
I'm an optimist. I sincerely think that we could make this happen.
Look, Taddies, you're right. If all we did was try to make that happen, we could make it happen. But we could maybe make it happen. But
Would we get more score by making that happen, or by fixing all of the unhappiness that is currently giving us 2/3 of our end score?
I think we can do both.
Yeah.
I think we can do both.
We can't.
Really?
Yes,
can't.
I do.
No.
I'm
there's no way.
inclined, like, the fact that he is standing stalwart by it, I'm inclined to let him try, and to try and help him as best as I can.
And then laugh at him at the end, because
Just a little.
Taddies, I love your optimism. Okay, I am a big fan of how positive you are. All right, your positivity is a wonderful thing. I'm telling you right now that there's maybe a 20 to 30% chance that we could pull it off, and even then, we would have no money for infraspacing in all of the bonuses that we need to. We'd get no additional prosperous planets, and we'd have to waste a bunch of time colonizing extra mineral planets.
You know
It's
what?
not worth it.
You know what? I take it back. We can do it easily. It's not even tough. There's a roadmap here. It's actually insane. It's very easy.
I want to see it. Do it.
It's very easy. Look at that. We can juice all of these up. This is ready to be juiced right here. This is gonna get fixed. We can juice this one. We can juice everything. We can juice everything here.
Okay.
Everything.
I want to see it.
No.
I don't think it's going to work.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it unless I have the express permission.
Don't you even. You have my express permission. Don't you even try and weasel out of this one. At this point, I want you to show me how this works.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll help you as much as I can.
I will look for every possible way for us to make minerals,
All right.
but I think it's the wrong way.
All right. Okay. We're in. We're locked in then. We're locked in. Poggy, it's time.
So we're locked in. We cannot reverse that course of action. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a drink.
Yeah, we'll be back in like, I don't know, how long do you think it'll take for him to finish the game, Rhapsody?
I don't think he'll finish the game as much as it'll finish him. You know what? Non-optimism is not a color that suits me well. How do we fix this for you?
What do you mean? How do we fix this? We do this. It's fine. It's totally fine.
So do you want space-time aversion on the infraspace mastery? Because if you're fixing those, you need infraspace mastery. How early do you need it? We're not. Time dilation is not a play. Right?
It's a good thing. It's a good question. I think infraspace mastery right now is the strat. Then I think we go hard on minerals because we get the tech reduced by 20%, and then that'll allow us also to pick up something else. Alternatively, maybe we don't even need infraspace mastery. In fact, you know what? Here's a radical thought. Void synthesis.
Yeah, our happiness is going to be terrible because we have a bunch of hanging people that require infraspace mastery.
But not right now. Well, we can get it later. For the water.
Yeah, but don't...
My soul.
Okay, all right. Okay, you know what? I will yield to traditionalist thought here. Let's go infraspace mastery. Okay.
You've got to fix those 2 mineral planets. They're costing you like 10 income total.
Whoa, how come it's gone from us to you?
No, us. Okay, so
it's us.
From the ocean planet to the south, sorry, the Earth world planet to the south of where you're. Yeah, there you go.
And this one too.
Yeah, exactly. But you can. Oh wait, we don't have stream splitting.
We don't have splitting.
Yeah, so we can't put in infraspace relay in the north to try and get that. That's fine. This will work.
Okay. We are very broke.
9 remaining. Exceedingly broke.
Let me just check this. Let me just check. I just want to check. I just want to check.
We can build one.
And that's with cheaper structures too.
I may be willing to concede that.
Oh dear.
It's one action down the line.
No, we can do better than this. We can do better than this. There's a way. There's a way.
All right, you want my take, Taddies? Go all the way back.
To
Can't undo the missions.
All the way back.
What, to like here?
Keep going. Yeah, all the way. Yeah, and then you. Yep. So take the thing that produces a resource. The tech that gives you the void synthesis thingy, and put one up the top left to make biomass. 28 money plus a 3 money lane is so much cheaper than that long range relay.
It's true.
And then you can put the food into the people. And that leaves you with 54 money instead of whatever it was that you had before.
Pretty sure it was -12.
Yeah, something like that.
Who's counting? Who's counting? Rhapsody. Who is counting?
Okay, so right now you're looking to fix bad planets so that you have income, so that your next 5 years aren't you crying in a corner.
Let me be very clear here. We would still be having this problem if it wasn't for my stupid mission, okay? We would still be really, really stuck for cash. Like, we would still be, like, really stuck for cash.
It's just that now we're stuck for cash and trying to solve 3 problems instead of 1. So I would do another one of those synthesis thingies and fix that colony. You want to fix planets because you want to get income. Yeah.
This one.
Fix other things than that colony.
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
Because that colony
Where else
could
can
end
we
up,
fix with the synthesis?
The mining lab to the south that needs a person.
You can't synthesis a person.
Not yet,
That
anyway.
Sucks.
Yeah, it sucks pretty hard.
What are people like? 72% water, 18% carbon. Just throw it together. 10% soul. One ore.
So can we do? Is it one resource that we can do, or is it just one unit
just
of a basic
single
resource? I don't think it's worth. I think we undo and. Is it worth it just for that though? I don't think so. You know what?
Here's an interesting thing that'll probably net you a big chunk of money.
Yep.
Bottom left, the colony, the jungle colony in the bottom left.
Yep.
Remnant World can produce goods from people, right?
Remnant Worlds can't make goods.
Not without a Forians.
Not unless you have Silphid.
Oh, you've got that
it's
Silithid.
It's a Forians.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Silphid. Yeah,
That's
the Forians
sadness.
care about goods. Silphid care about bots. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Already?
pretty good.
Begrudgingly, they confess their meek admiration for Orbital.
I'll sing it from the rooftops. I don't
Yeah,
think this specific decision was great, but
Okay.
I stand wholeheartedly behind me.
Lollash, how are you feeling?
Yeah. Oh, you want me to use my luck to influence your plan?
Yes, of course.
What are you possibly hoping to get from that? Just out of curiosity.
Mostly money, but I would settle for anything.
How
You're
much
not
money
gonna
do
get
you
enough
use setting it
money.
up?
Yeah, you're gonna end up spending 60 money to set it up, and it's not worth it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
That's okay. All right, we're on 3 out of 10.
How many years do we have left?
3.
Oh yeah, we are. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Out of money.
Mm-hmm. Got some income there. Well done.
Prosperous.
A lot of prosperity.
Okay. 5. This is fine. We got in for space coming up next year. This is okay.
I'll solve a bunch of problems for you.
This is
A bunch
okay.
more.
So I'm still a little concerned that our happiness is 72%, and we're not fixing any of the shortages. That second line that you just threw is totally irrelevant. It doesn't help improve prosperity, and like
money,
the
though.
first line. What?
It's money. It's for
Is it?
money. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for income for money spent as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just
Actually,
yearly.
I think I might be able to make that a little bit more profitable.
Anytime you can get someone to take a good from you or, you know, give a good to someone, you are going to get some income from the trade.
This is fine. This is fine.
Okay. So,
Oh, again?
It's working. It's ye of little faith. Ye of little faith. Okay. Slipstreams are extortionately expensive, by the way. I think we have a route map here. This is... Yeah, okay.
It's probably going to cost you more to do that mechanized harvest than it would to just synthesize the biomass.
That's true.
If you don't want the mechanized harvest to be struggling itself.
But I was going to pick up... Oh, wait, what? I have synthesizers.
Well, yeah, but you already... Yeah, you have synthesizers. It'd just be next year you'd have to make it.
Oh.
Or Infraspace Mastery is going to give you the ability to link it from the bottom, so just do that next year anyway.
Oh, that's a good shout. But you see, I was thinking... Mechanized harvest here, yeah, because then we create the robots with the ore.
That can also come from the planet in the middle that needs another export and also needs another successful adjacency. The one in the middle, the ocean world, to the right.
This one here?
To the right?
No.
To the ocean world?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's right.
The right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're right.
Oh, God, Infraspace Mastery is so expensive. I tell you what, though. We're going to do it. We're going to actually complete this mission. Whether it torpedoes everything else, yet to be seen. But actually, maybe it's already visible. I don't know.
Hop to the next year. I don't think there's any other choice right now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay,
Alright.
so grab your Infraspace.
Because there's 2 instant problems you can fix with that.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's
the one to the south.
I don't-
Ocean world.
I do not think that I have the money to fix them. So this is gonna have to be here. Okay. Uno. It's nice.
That gives you less of a... undo those 3.
It gives
And
3.
then go to the one to the north and then feed the water from the one that we'd previously mentioned. No, sorry, to the north.
The ocean world
You
up
can
north.
try that one.
Ah, okay. You mean yeah, this one here.
Yes. Because I think that
Because that probably gets you
that.
yeah. You
As well as
get a
it's
prosperous
successful.
and a successful. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good. And ore. Very important. Then can I can't synthesize. I'd love to synthesize biomass. I think... Actually... Let me try this one instead here. Is that worth it for the sake of a successful planet, or do you think it's better just to synthesize here?
I mean, the other planet connection gives you, a prosperous and a successful. That gives you a successful and a non-struggling. So I think synthesis on a later year there is probably a better idea. Also
Yeah.
floats fewer resources because you don't really want to be floating, a bunch of excess resources you're not exporting.
Huge income though, actually, from 45 up to 55.
Yeah, the
the
other
other
way
one
got
not
you
to
like
58?
53 or something.
That might actually be slightly cheaper because it allows us to forge out here.
Okay, and then fund the robot to the north.
Yeah. Oh god, but then... Yeah.
Is this our last year?
No, we got another
No.
year after this.
We got one more year.
Alternatively, just do this now. 53. It's almost...
I mean, if you don't want to, we need to see. And this is the problem I said we'd run into with the mineral thing. Is we just have no way to fix our happiness and sort our mineral problem or our mineral task.
Yeah.
Do we even have the ability to fix the mineral task right now, though?
We do. We definitely do. Probably.
I don't think we do.
Because think of it not in terms of years, because now we have to think about it in terms of income. We have 50
Yeah,
gold this
money.
year. Next year, maybe we have another 50. So if we have 100 total, let's say 110. Let's give ourselves a little bit of an edgeway there, right? It's 21 to put down an infraspace relay. So we can put down a few of those, but then no slipstreams. So 2 of those and 4 slipstreams seems like almost the maximum you're going to be able to afford with the plus 50% cost on slipstreams.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 of them. Maybe
All right,
it's short
here-
distance.
Do we even
Here is
hold up?
my-
Hold up. Do we even have enough? Disregarding the mission for a second, do we even have enough people in our empire to fix our shortages?
Not anymore. We did, but then you did that big
Oh, this
set of
this bit
connections,
this
which
bit
was
down
good.
here. This bit
Yeah.
down here.
But that 8 extra people.
Oh yeah, the one extra person
so-
was from here. Yeah.
I mean, we have extra people to the south. It's literally just a colony there with 2 people on.
That's true,
Right? It
actually.
would have to be a infraspace relay in the middle there, but
Okay, so here's
Yeah.
where I sit, where I think the only way this works is you have to back all the way out. Well, not all the way out, but back before you did the colony on the left-hand side. So, like, start of this year, basically.
Okay. Right there. That was before I did this setup here.
Yes. No, I don't think you had to go back quite that far.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that original setup that you had in the center there was fine, but then after you've done that, instead of trying to fix the issues on the left-hand side, you need to infraspace the water across to the minerals up here, and
Okay.
then for the next year and a half, basically, you have to try and infraspace people to the minerals on the southern side. That's the only way that you get the extra 3 minerals you need.
We do
So,
not.
yeah, you
We
wanna-
don't have any way to fix this. Like this planet is straight up unfixable, and that's honestly, that's all 8. That's 100% right there. That's huge.
We're
We don't have a
Patties,
roadmap
we're
to
at
fix that.
negative. Yeah, we're at negative 42 happiness from like those 2 mineral planets will also be both negative 8.
That's -6, and that is -4.
Okay, they're not as bad.
Yep, these 2 will probably be both 8. Yeah, they're both 8. So fixing that is pretty crucial because that's an immediate alleviation of 16%. Fixing this is also 8. Yep. So I mean, we fixed that. That's another 8. It's just people that are
But,
really the
well-
shortage, I think, right?
We're gonna take a huge hit from not completing that mission though.
You're not wrong.
As well.
I mean, look. Just what are the chances, eh, Lollash?
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm telling you 100% it's not worth it.
I'm telling you it's also not worth it, but the amount of resources you would spend trying it,
Yeah,
in my mind, simplify the rest of the game.
it's true. It's true.
There will be very few things we can or will do after that.
Okay, I mean that's. Did I? There was definitely an asteroid that I didn't take.
I mean, there's microforges you didn't set up.
Yeah, and that's super profitable actually. It's actually like ludicrously profitable.
I love how every single time you try and drag the same thing in. Don't put that one there actually though, because didn't you end up with a goods output to the north of that area?
A goods output to the north of that area.
Yeah, when you set up, didn't that struggling planet that needs a biomass, doesn't it next take goods?
Yeah, it does.
does.
Up
Yeah.
to the top left. Yeah, so if you leave the good just hanging in there for the moment and
Yeah.
that becomes non-struggling, you'd be able to join it in.
Actually, yeah.
Every time.
Every time.
Okay, that's prosperous. It's only 8 though. That miserable. Okay, I mean
Good effect on happiness.
maybe we skip infraspace. No, not skip infraspace, but we skip the year. We infraspace here.
Yep.
Easy. Okay, that solves 8% of the happiness. And then we solve these two with synthesizers.
Okay, that would have to be next year.
Yep.
And so we are giving up on the mission officially at this point.
I mean, officially is a very strong term. I think this is one that we just sort of like unofficially.
Okay.
You're
I
on.
think you're right.
It's so close as well. That's what's really frustrating. Like, it is so close. Like, we make this connection here. We pop down a microforge. It's all so close. There must be a way. There must be a way.
So, Taddies, I love your optimism.
No, look, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it.
You know how you hear about, like, the phrase, a game of millimeters?
Yeah.
This is a game of parsecs.
No. I refuse. I refuse to believe such a concept, such as a parsec, actually exists.
It's fair.
You don't have the money.
Earth's
Taddies.
flat. You don't need to believe in it.
Exactly. Oh, God.
If anyone's unfamiliar with that, check the Valheim series.
If anyone's unfamiliar with that, the Earth is flat.
Yeah, exactly. Look outside. Your eyes don't lie. Do you see the curve?
You know what? I actually, legitimately, I think the biggest error here, and I don't think it was taking the mission, underestimating the cost of what it costs to build a slipstream. It's actually huge. It's monstrous. We're plus 50%, and it hits 60% if we get all the stuff that we want to get.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually ginormous.
You're right, it is ginormous. I think, like, one thing I do want to mention about this run in kind of like a strong positive is we actually ended up underestimating, in my opinion, the Microforge labs. Because they were what we needed as the thing to take all of the chips. That's what it was. It was the clincher. If we took them earlier and, you know, exploited the chips a little, maybe other things would have happened. It's impossible to know. Hindsight's 2020. If that goes instead into a robot to the south, does that make that successful?
Ooh.
No, because it needs a biomass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a connection that you can make for a successful planet, sort of just northwest of where we are, with a single line that will be reasonably cheap. It's people into the water planet, the primordial planet up north. Right.
Oh yeah.
Up there, bang.
Prosperous that. It's good. It's very good. Oh man, just the.
And then can you drag the water over to that mineral planet?
Can do. That's brilliant. It's very pogged.
But 0 money.
Money is the entirety of the problem here.
We're not going to get better than this, Taddies.
No. I refuse. But also, I think you might be right. Actually, legitimately, I think you're pretty much spot on. Let me undo that connection, because that does give us a prosperous planet. But let's sort of work through this a little bit. Okay, don't drag. There we go. Prosperous that. That's one more mineral input that we need. BTW. Still can't solve this problem over here, but, you know.
One more mineral. Where can we...
It's possible.
Do you want to just colonize a floating galaxy, like a floating planet? Like, is that going to be more than we lose to it?
I think it is, actually.
That's actually hilarious. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. Is there one that we can do that will hit, like, 1 billion asteroids?
No.
Probably not. But that's at least 6, right? If we want it. Alright, next mission. What do we want to take?
You're funny, Taddies. Well, actually, wait. Click the decline button. Go look at our successful Forge Worlds. Is there any hope of flipping, like, that central Forge... Yeah, there's a successful Forge World next to that prosperous mineral.
Yeah. This one here.
Yeah. It only requires an import or an export.
Well, I mean, if you could get an extra person in there, you wouldn't need to get the random galaxy. Sorry, the random planet, rather.
This is true.
It's the money.
I mean, that prosperous is that. It's the happiness.
It just
it
would have been hilarious if we could complete one more mission.
I mean...
Yeah, I don't think one more prosperous is worth as much as... fixing some happiness somewhere. Like, one of those 8 happiness planets or whatever.
Can we fix it?
I don't think we can. Ooh.
No, it's not. It's
short.
Just short of... If I do that, yeah. Honestly, I'm not just saying this because I feel embarrassed about derailing this entire run. Slip space overload plus 60% is absolutely destroying us right now. It's huge. It's actually... It's destroying everything.
The thing I think we can learn from this game is that we flipped to vast too early. If we had expanded slightly more slowly and focused a little more on tech slightly earlier, we would have been in a position where we could get all of these prosperous links earlier. And like right now, we're sitting at 66 income. If we were at 66 income 5 years ago, that's 300 money we would have had to spend on infraspace, which would have imagine if we had 300 money right now. Like, how many more connections could we have made? So, I think that's where we fell apart. I think in our mid-game, we pushed a little too hard for expansion. And I think that was a byproduct of us taking the 2 successful missions at the same time. I think that's the mistake we made.
Yeah, maybe. Forgetting about machine-brain interface is annoying as well, actually. Although I would posit that I don't actually think that it's as large of an impact as initially thought. Prosperous that, I guess.
Is there any link we can make that will...
Hilariously enough, actually, all of these little connections that I've been doing, they give us 6 a pop. So this actually almost pays for itself here. This setup.
Yeah, but we don't care about the money.
No.
We only care about happiness.
I mean, in hindsight.
Yeah.
What does this need to prosper? Just needs to trade with one more planet? Well,
I mean, you have to make the struggling planet up to the left successful for that.
Look at that. 35.
Or make that successful, I guess.
$35. I think that's all she wrote.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
That ice ball, make it a mineral planet.
It's December.
Oh, it's December, right?
Yeah, it's a slip.
Yeah, no, I think this is it.
Now.
I think this is it.
If only there was like one singular connection.
If only.
Man,
If only.
it's this process that really irritates me as well, because we could have taken time dilation or space-time inversion. There's not a single void synthesis machine down anywhere. I think you're right, Raps. Chronically underrating the microforges as well until like the very end when we actually used them. That came back to bite us in the Bahuki for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is just a matter of find somewhere pretty to put a line down and then see how the score rolls out.
Agree. This is dragging out the inevitable.
Anyone want to take a stab at our estimated score here?
I'm gonna say 7.5.
Have a little.
I think we're gonna be around. I think we're gonna be around 9.
Hold on. That doesn't. Sorry, I want to find a meaningful line. I don't think there is one though. Just to throw that out there. I think we've done pretty much everything that we possibly could do. Also, I wish I put this microforge in the center here, because then we could get chips. Stupid mistake.
Oh, you can't.
That's okay. It
rewind.
wouldn't have popped successful. It wouldn't need another import.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right. Man, if we only had like a little bit more money, that would have solved all of these problems. That's what's so tragic. Like 3 infraspace mastery things, and we're back up to 100% happiness. All right, you know what? Screw it. There we go. All right.
Oh, went past the 7.5 to 7742.
I mean,
Yeah, it was the 79% happiness that kind of tipped me off that we were headed in the direction we were.
yeah. So what did that last mission end up equating to?
Well, it was like 15 points,
Yeah.
which is like 750 score. But we also passed it rather than failing it, which is like a negative 500. So
Yeah.
it was a 1250 point swing for completing that.
But the happiness modifier... I mean, we're actually... 2,300 was what we were off. 100% happiness, right? We'd have basically got 10,000 if we had 100% happiness. That's on me, boys. That was on me. We shouldn't have taken that last mission. I will say I don't think it was the cause of all of our problems. I think money was the cause of all of our problems. But yeah, it derailed things. It derailed things pretty heavily.
I
These
think
things are interrelated.
our...
Sorry.
You go.
These things are interrelated. I think I'm happy to see how close we were to the possibility of popping that, as well as trying to deal with happiness a little bit at the time. But I think Lollash was 100% correct when we did the initial estimate of the thing, which is it is going to cost the resource money, which we will not have to then solve the other things.
Yeah.
I think void synthesis, if that was changed in the other direction, I want to see the world where you try this and we didn't have void synthesis, but we had the extra months from slipstreams being free.
Yeah. I think that might have
wanna see that
actually...
world.
I think that might have actually made the big difference there, actually. Yeah.
I
sure.
don't think slipstream time to build would have made much of a difference because our income was struggling so much anyway, and we were skipping years towards the end, right? Like, our limiting factor was money. I think, for me, the 2 takeaways from this game are we poorly assessed how quickly we'd be able to do the Remnant and Forge World missions. We just really struggled to get those set up, and a lot of our happiness issues stemmed from us trying to get those missions done. And the second thing is the brain-machine interface. And also, I think, honestly, all of our issues can stem from the mission taking. If we don't take those missions, we don't expand as much as we did because we're not trying desperately to fulfill the needs. We potentially complete missions more quickly. If we only take like one of them and whatever the other mission was. I forget what it was. Maybe it was also terrible. Maybe we just got
I think
unlucky.
it was terrible. Can't remember.
Oh, Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I think it was terrible. I think we got really unlucky on that mission roll. But yeah, if we had expanded a little less slowly because we weren't trying to complete those 2 missions, we
Yeah.
wouldn't have hit Vast as quickly. Our income would have been higher. If we remembered our brain machine interfacing, we would have had more income from that as well. Like there was, I think that's where everything sort of fell apart in the mid game. I don't think it was like, honestly, Taddies, you taking that mission probably influenced our score by like 500 points, maybe, or maybe 1,000 points. Like it's not a huge deal compared to what the mission, taking those 2 missions did to us. So don't feel bad. I'm impressed that you managed to complete it at all, to be honest.
It was, no, I honestly, I think that last mission was the impetus. I mean, it made a lot of planets prosper, actually, because of the microforges, and just actually forcing us to stick microforges down was a really good thing. I think we should have had them there. I think if we'd have used microforges to help us transition to a vast empire, we would have had way fewer issues than we ended up having. I think you're right, that uncomfortable vastness was really, really toxic to the run. I think that you're right.
Yeah.
All right.
And our happiness issues all stemmed from that as well, right? Like those 2 mineral planets, the planets on the western side as well, like we had a total of like -20 happiness just from trying to complete those 2 missions. So, I don't know. Bit unfortunate, but it was still a fun game. Lots of discussion.
It was a good run.
Yeah, exactly. And more than anything, like this is something that you are going to be able to take something away from, or definitely going to be able to take something away from to my own play.
An instructive moment for sure. An instructive moment for sure. Anyway, folks, thank you ever so much for watching. Lollash, thank you ever so much for joining. I think you added a lot to this run, even though this is the worst score that I think me and Rhapsody have ever had throughout this series. You know, I don't mean that in a mean way. I think we learned more on this run than we've learned on every other run combined. So I think that's a brilliant takeaway. But anyway, folks, check out Rhapsody's Lollash channel, link down below in the description. Thank you very much for watching.
Just for a moment, though, before you do the outro.
Yeah.
Lollash, it's been a while since you've been on either of our channels, like individually in a pre-recorded episode. Would you like to tell the people what you do and where you do it?
Oh yeah, sure, I can do that. Hi, I'm Lollash. I'm a Twitch streamer exclusively at the moment. You may not have heard of me, but I'm a Twitch streamer. You can find me at twitch.tv/Lollash. I'm a variety streamer. I do a lot of strategy-focused stuff, so lots of thinky games. So if that's your bag, you can catch me at twitch.tv/Lollash. YouTube channel to come soon, maybe. Keep an eye out.
Debated, as they say. I've heard that one before. It was just, you know what? I completely forgot. I just assumed that everyone would know who you are. That's absolutely terrible of me. Honestly.
It's because we've been friends for so long.
Right?
Paddies. Like,
right?
We were creating together like 4 or 5 years ago. So, yeah.
Yep. Lollash is a household name if you're in my household specifically. And then,
all right. Real outro. On that note, folks, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.